on. They didn't get very good inside play. They couldn't get the ball down inside. They worked on that during the week. They also worked on shot selection, and Coach Katie really wants the players to get the ball into the right position to get the shots. They have to rebound. They were beaten soundly on the boards, and that's going to be a key tonight.
Let's look now at a couple of the key players that are matched up here. First of all, we want to tell you about Todd Mitchell and Ken Norman. They are going to be battling under the boards, aren't they?
And that's going to be a key battle, because I think Norman is obviously the key player for Illinois. A great shooter, a great rebounder. Todd Mitchell has to play better for Purdue. He has to get on the backboard. He has to be an inside power player as well as shooting that little 10 or 15-foot jump shot.
Boilermakers are 5-1. Illinois 5-1. These two teams are very close over the last few years, and we'll be talking more about that, and we'll be back to check on the starting lineups for tonight's game in just a moment.
Ever dream about retirement? Lots of sunshine, warm ocean breezes, golf and sailing almost every day. Well, let me tell you, it takes a lot of money to retire this way. Social Security won't pay for it. Most pension programs won't cover it either. So, stop your dreaming and start planning. Talk to your Farm Bureau insurance agent about an IRA. Believe me, it'll be worth it.
Come on, we got to get going.
Give me your car keys.
What?
Give me your car keys. I'm driving.
Relax, will ya? I'm okay.
And how come you're slurring my words?
Oh, sorry.
A guy your size is legally drunk after a few beers.
What about a guy your size?
One beer and I'm stiff as a board.
So that's why you only had a soft drink, huh?
That's right. You gotta drive, don't drink.
You want to know something?
What's that?
You're pretty smart.
Yeah.
Or a dummy.
This message brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance and your Indiana State Police.
We are back at Mackey Arena just a few moments before we get set for tonight's opening tip-off. Let's go now to the public address announcer and the starting lineups for tonight's game.
Forward, a 6'4" senior from New York, 22, John Altenberger. For Purdue forward, a 6'5" senior from Washington, New York, center, a 6'10" sophomore from Chicago, number 35, Melvin McCann. For the Illini guard, Michael J. Seeger from New York, number 10, Tony Whitaker. For the Boilermakers guard, 6'2" junior from Evanston, Illinois, number 21, Everett Stevens. For the Illinois guard, a 6'4" junior from Highland Park, Michigan, number 21, Glenn Blackwell. And for Purdue at guard, a 6'4" junior from Anderson, Indiana, number 23, Troy Lewis. The head coach of the Illini in his 12th year at Illinois is Lou Henson, and the head coach of the Boilermakers in his 7th season at Purdue, Gene Cade.
So the stage is set for this big showdown. Indiana and Iowa 5-0 at the top spot. Purdue and Illinois at 5-1, a half game back at the second spot. Whoever wins at Iowa will be number 1. Whoever wins here will be tied with the loser at Iowa for the second spot. There will be no 3, and the other one will be 4.
But it's one of those kinds of things that happen in the Big Ten when you have 4 teams that are as good as these 4 are. They're going to battle right down to the wire. I guess if you look at the schedule right now, Joe, Iowa might be a little ahead of the rest of the teams in terms of where they're going. There are the matchups. And you see how even it is all the way down. The Boilermakers doing a little bit better defensively as they hold their opponents to 65 points, and it's 72 for Illinois. But as you get right on down, there's just not a lot of difference between these two teams.
The Boilermakers lead this series, having won 65 and lost 64. The officials, Rich Weiler, Ted Hillary, and Phil Robinson. To show you how close this is, these two teams both had overall records last year of 22-10. Both finished with 11-7 conference records, tied for 4. Both have lost to Iowa at home this year. Both lost by 3.
Well, it's amazing when you look at them how close they are. Well, one game apart in the series in terms of winning and losing, and that's Purdue leading that 65-64.
Blackwell got the ball, gives to Tony Weisinger. He's the best three-point shooter in the conference. Loses the ball but picks it back up. Coming out there is Altenberger. Here's the ball to the high post. It goes there to Norman. Back out to Weisinger, and the Boilermakers are staying right with them early here in the first 30 seconds of play. Blackwell with the ball, comes out to the free throw line, jumps and shoots and scores. Blackwell gives Illinois a 2-0 lead.
Purdue did a good job of keeping Illinois away from the basket. Blackwell just hit a fantastic shot from 15 feet as he went up with that left hand and knocked it home.
Here is Mitchell. Looks to Stevens. Bounces it inside. A turnover. The ball is stolen away by the Illini, and Weisinger will take it up into the forecourt.
I think there you can see the injury to the back of Mel McCants. He just couldn't move.
And Blackwell gets his second straight basket, and it's 4-0 all of a sudden in favor of the visitors from Illinois.
They are a great outside shooting team, Joe. They really hit the bucket well. They have good shot selection, and they're trying to run a little bit more.
Here's the second steal. Weisinger gets it and goes for the easy layup, and all of a sudden it is 6-0 as Illinois has taken 2 turnovers for baskets, and Purdue wants a timeout with 18:40 to play here in the first half. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Illinois 6-0.
United Way is observing its 100th anniversary. 100 years of helping the disabled, the homeless, the young, and the old. They do that through hundreds of people helping agencies throughout Indiana and the United States. I hope you join me in helping make this the biggest and best year in United Way history.
The agents and employees of Farm Bureau Insurance join Coach Gene Cady in support of United Way.
Think back to last year. Guiding that combine down the last rows of beans. Coming home. Those great yields proved your Sonland herbicide did the job. Kept weeds down all season long for a lot less money than last overdue. Yes, like everyone and everything else, Sonland pitched in to help wrap up a successful harvest. No wonder you'll be using Sonland again. Soybeans and Sonland, made for each other.
All of the starters on both the teams are in double figures. Glenn Blackwell for the Illini is the lowest average player on the floor. He scored the first 2 baskets. Illinois is 3 of 3 from the field goal range, 2 turnovers for Purdue, and the Illini has turned them into baskets. Purdue's basketball, pressure all over the court. Stevens with it. The Illini in a man-to-man. We had a foul away from it, and the foul is going to be called on Melvin McCants, I think. And kind of a mental mistake there for the Purdue's. The offensive foul is the 3rd turnover, and the ball belongs to Illinois.
Boilermakers have yet to get a shot up to the backboard. They've had the turnovers, as you mentioned, all 3 times down the court, and this Illinois club can get away from you. They did it to Iowa, down by 22. They came back. I'm not sure Purdue has that kind of bench strength to do that.
Weisinger comes out to the top. Ken Norman with the ball. He's averaging 22-9, leads the team in scoring. Altenberger goes down to the left wing. Here's a drive by Blackwell. It's knocked away, and a rebound there. Lead knocked it away.
Outstanding block there.
Now it looked like there was a foul, and then Stevens was forced into a turnover, and the ball goes to Illinois.
Mitchell did a great job coming from the far side to make the block way above the rim, knocked the ball away, but then the Boilermakers really having trouble with Tony Weisinger. He's doing a super job against Everett Stevens using his quickness.
That was the first miss by the Illini. Bounce inside, going for the easy stuff is Lowell Hamilton. 3 players have scored the 8 points for the Illini. The Boilermakers haven't gotten a shot away yet.
One of the things Gene Cady was concerned about was the fact that Illinois is so much quicker this year than they were last year. And the Boilermakers were beaten soundly twice last year by the Illini.
Mitchell feeds it to Lee. The ball deflected away and stolen again. 5 turnovers. Long pass down to Blackwell. And he scores. Blackwell's 6 points. And it is 10-zip. Illinois leads.
Well, I think we'll see some changes. Boilermakers are going to have to get some people in there that can play ball right now. The 5 on the court are just flat as can be.
Lee comes out to Lewis. 3-point range. Good. First basket. Took Purdue nearly 3 minutes. Lewis got 3. It's 10-3. Crowd has been lulled to sleep.
In the first series, when Purdue played such good defense against Illinois and forced them out away from the basket, I thought we were going to be in for a good defensive night. Although the Illini, the next couple of times down, have just riddled that defense.
Oney drives, and there is going to be a foul on Everett Stevens. His first, second foul on the team. Substitution for Purdue. Tony Jones is in, and Stevens will go out. Stevens goes out with a foul. Tony Jones averages 2.6. Stevens' point average is 11.9.
Tony Jones may be playing about as well as anybody on the team right now. Defensively, he's really been a great help for the Boilermakers, and he's done okay in running the club.
Norman almost got the 5-second call. Coming out to help is Altenberger. Now Tony Weisinger, who runs the show outside with the ball, makes a nice move, and we got a foul. Kind of a tacky little thing there on Jones. That's his first. That'll be the 3rd on the team.
Well, you have to learn in a hurry in this game, and I would assume at this point that the hand check foul is going to be called tonight. We've had 2 of them already. The Boilermakers have to adjust to that. It is a rule. It's on the book. You cannot hand check. If you do, you're going to get a foul.
16:29 to play first half. It's 10-3 in favor of the Illini. He was 10-zipped. With the ball is Norman. He fires. He got it. Norman's basket, his first. 4 Illini players have scored now.
I tell you what, there was nothing easy about that. A behind-the-back dribble, a between-the-legs dribble, then a big jump shot from about 16, 17 feet.
Pass inside. Melvin McCants can't get it to fall. The ball is loose. Who's going to come up with it? It'll be a jump ball. It belongs to Purdue on the alternating possession. Purdue will maintain possession of the basketball with 16:01 to play in the half, and the Boilermakers trail by 9.
When Purdue's gotten the ball, Joe, except for the one time when Troy Lewis hit the shot from way out front, they've been trying to get the ball down inside to get those Illinois people in foul trouble, or at least make them play defense.
Here is Troy Lewis for his 2nd straight. And it's good for 2. It'll be 12-5 now. Troy Lewis has all 5 points that Purdue has on the basketball, on the court. 6 of 7 for the Illini in shooting. And this one is missed over there by Blackwell. It's taken off by Purdue, and a foul is going to be called on number 21, Blackwell. His first.
Good inside position that time by Purdue. They had the Illini walled out underneath the basket and got the rebound. Unfortunately, there just haven't been very many rebounds because the Illini came out red hot.
Purdue is 2 of 3, having taken only 3 shots. The Illini 6 of 8 now. Tony Jones on the dribble, goes down to Mitchell, comes out to Troy Lewis. Lewis inside, nothing. Here's the pass inside to Melvin McCants, up and in. McCants gets the basket. And the Boilermakers have cut it to 5 after being down by 10.
Outstanding effort by McCants. He was being beaten up on the inside after those tic-tac fouls at the other end. They just absolutely let them hammer him over the head. Gene Cady very upset with the play.
Here is Tony Jones knocking the ball away. Who's going to finally get it? Picked up by the Illini, and scoring is Weisinger. Boy, there was contact all over the place. 14-7, Illinois.
I think that's exactly what most people complain about. It's the fact that on one end of the court there's no foul call, and the other end it's a tic-tac foul. There has to be some consistency.
Melvin McCants, a power drive, and there's also a foul going to be called, and it'll be marked against Lowell Hamilton. His first, the 2nd on the team. McCants made a great move inside to get the basket.
Mel McCants looking pretty good. Worried about his back on that first play when he couldn't move. There he goes to the basket with a head fake. Up strong. There's the foul. Look at the official under the basket. Never blew his whistle.
And Melvin McCants, who's a 59% free throw shooter, will go to the free throw line. He's 35 out of 59. Boilermakers trail by 5, 14-9, as Melvin looks for his 5th point and gets it. They've cut it to 10, have the Boilermakers, down 10-0.
Doesn't take long in this league for points to go up on the board, and the games against Louisville and against Iowa, if you look down at the score sheet, you must have missed 4 or 5 plays.
Remember, Iowa came back from a deep hole in Illinois, down by better than 20. This is Altenberger with the ball, 22 to be exact. And here is Norman. He makes a power move. Offensive foul on Norman. Leaned in, first foul, 3rd on the team. There's Coach Hinson in his 12th year with the Illini. Won in his 25 years of coaching, 471 games, lost 229.
You have to try that move one time. Norman has a good head fake and a ball fake. He took it up, leaned in just a bit, but the defensive player was right there to take the charge, and the Illini lose it.
Lee with the ball. Out to Mitchell. Here's Troy Lewis from 3-point range. It's good. He's got his second 3-pointer. He had trouble the other night, but he's got the eye tonight. Purdue is back within 1 point.
Troy is on rhythm, and that makes all the difference in the world as the faithful of 14,123 will really start to scream at this Purdue team now and try to get them into the lead.
Altenberger guarded by Lee. Altenberger stops, gives it back outside. 44 checked in. That's Phil Coons. Down underneath, Altenberger puts it up. No, battle for the rebound. A great tip in, and it is given to Norman, his second basket. That was a fine Big Ten move.
Norman is a great player inside. Will make a tremendous professional player. He has all the skills that's needed.
Melvin McCants hit on the arm. No call. Coming down with the ball is Norman. And here come the Illini. Altenberger, 3-point try. Boom. Altenberger's 3-pointer is good, and the lead is now 19-13, Illinois.
Gene Cady wanted the Illini to run with the Boilermakers. So far, they've been doing that, unfortunately, to the good of Illinois and not to the good of Purdue.
Tony Jones saved it on the sideline now. He steps on the line. 6 turnovers. The ball belongs to Illinois again. Purdue got it back. Now they've let it get away again.
Weisinger's just playing outstanding basketball for Illinois. He's forcing the defense. He's doing a good job and helping out, and he's really caused troubles to the guards. Everett Stevens is going to come back into the lineup. Tony Jones will leave. Also coming in is Steve Bardo, number 35 for the Illini.
So with the score 19-13, Illinois leading, 13:09 to play. A long pass down to Norman. Norman to stop the McCants. Norman gets it away and gets it in there. He's got 6. He and Blackwell have a dozen of the 21 points on the board. 7 minutes gone by.
Very smart play by Illinois, seeing Norman matched up with a center. He's quicker than McCants, but Mel did a good job hanging in there.
Mitchell is stripped to the ball. Altenberger got it. 3-on-2. Altenberger flips it off to Blackwell. He fires. He scores. Blackwell has 8. His average is 10. It is now 23-13. It was 10-0. Now it's a 10-point lead again for the Illini. Lewis has 8 of the points that Purdue has on the board, and he's got 2 more. 10 points for him.
And that ball was nearly knocked out of his hands on the way up. The defensive player was right there, hit the ball, but Lewis was able to recover and get it in the basket.
Lewis has been in double figures in all of the games this year, and here is a foul, elbowing, and it'll be called on number 35, Bardo, his first offensive foul. And it'll give the ball to the Boilermakers. Coming into the lineup for Purdue is Jeff Arnold, 6'9" junior, averaging 4.1, and also into the line for the Boilermakers is Kip Jones, the 6'8" sophomore. His average is 4.1. Illinois is 11 of 14. Purdue is 6 of 8. Illinois leads by 8, 23-15. Pass inside. Arnold gives it outside Lee. 3-point try. Off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Lewis gets it. Lewis comes back out. Lewis drives down. Lewis puts it up, and he's fouled. Lewis is intent tonight, Bob.
He really looks like he's ready to play. He was really fighting on the backboard there. You got a good look at the facial expression. Here's the play a moment ago. He takes it down to the baseline. Bardo is the man on him. There's the foul on the way up. The ball doesn't go. And I believe there's been a technical foul while we were away called on the Illinois bench, and the crowd is really alive here in Mackey.
And going wild over there is Lou Henson. He cannot believe what's going on. Another technical has been called on him. That is the second on the bench.
Well, he better sit down or he's going to get a quick exit. Three technicals and you get to go to the shower. He's got 2 in a hurry.
Lewis will be at the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. And he makes his 11th point. Purdue is 2 out of 2. It's 23-16.
There'll be 6 free throws here, Joe. The 2 on the personal foul and 4 on the 2 technical fouls.
And Purdue will get the basketball. That's his 12th point. And Lewis will continue to shoot the free throws.
Boy, you can get well in a hurry with a couple of calls like that. Lou Henson very upset. Didn't think the foul was committed. The replay showed there was contact. And then he picks up 2 technical fouls, or the bench does.
Lewis misses that one. He had hit 2 in a row. He has 12 points. Now he'll shoot the 3. And he gets his 13th. 4 out of 5 for Purdue. That cuts it to 23-18.
I don't think I can ever remember seeing an official standing on a court holding up 3 fingers for free throws.
Here is Lewis with his 14th point. 5 out of 6 for Purdue at the line. 23-19. I'm going to run out of space for Lewis pretty soon. And he misses this one. Though it is 23-19, Purdue gets the basketball. Coach Henson is still pleading with the official over there. He is still pleading with him. Now he's going back. 2 technicals on him. Now it'll be Purdue's basketball at midcourt. 14 points already for Troy Lewis. Purdue is down by 4. 11:58 to play. Lee with the basketball. Out to Jones. Everett Stevens looks inside. Nothing there. Troy Lewis with the ball. Everett Stevens. Here is Jones. Gives it off to Arnold. Back out to Troy Lewis. Fires. 2 more. And he has 16. And the Boilermakers are down by 2.
Now, this is one of those nights where Lewis can light it up. Remember, he had 39 earlier in the year, and he could do that easily tonight.
Long pass down. The Boilermakers get on quickly, however. 11:25 to play. Altenberger, left wing. Here is Lewis knocking it away, but goes into the hands of an Illini over there, and the shot is missed by Blackwell. Cleared off outside by Bardo. Stevens is on him.
Boilermakers using that matchup zone.
Here's a pass inside, and making the basket is Norman. He has 8. And it is 25-21 Illinois.
Norman does such a good job of finding the hole in the zone. Came from the backside, went right behind the man playing in the middle, and found the opening.
Norman is 4 of 4. Underneath, Arnold missed it, got another shot at it, and now it is chased down by Stevens. Here is Lewis. Makes a move, drives down, short jumper, deflected away. Battle for it. Lewis got it again. He sends it outside to Everett Stevens. Purdue down by 4. Arnold in the ball, knocked away, saved. It'll come out here. Who's going to get it? There'll be a foul. It'll be on Lee. His first. I tell you, there's action in this one.
They're really battling, and I think the Boilermakers, when they got down early, all of a sudden discovered, hey, we're going to get blown out of here if we don't get going.
So we have a timeout with 10:34 to play in the first half, and you're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. It is Illinois 25, Purdue 21.
Everybody knows how to do that kick. Health kick. Yeah. Whoa. Goodness of milk is a real health kick. Health kick. Yeah, milk. You pour a glass of milk real tall. Getting calcium and vitamins and loving it all. Looking good. Well, come on, everybody. Milk's that kick. Health kick. Do that kick. Come on, everybody. Do that kick. America's favorite health kick. Milk.
There's more for you at Coral Ford, like selection, service, and commitment to customer satisfaction. We have an outstanding selection of over 375 Ford cars and trucks, and a strong commitment to our customers that shows in our knowledgeable salespeople, in our improved service and parts department, and in our friendly way of doing business. It all adds up to more for you at Lafayette's first choice, Coral Ford. Coral Ford, 1 block north of the mall on Sagamore Parkway South.
Illinois has won the last 3 encounters between these two teams, including a pair of victories last year, 80-68 in Champaign and 81-72 here in West Lafayette. But the Boilermakers have won 25 of the last 35, including 5 of the last 9. Purdue so far is 7 of 13 tonight. Illinois is 12 of 16. 3-point, 2 of 3 for Purdue, 1 of 1 for the Illini. Free throws, 5 of 7 for the Boilermakers. Illinois has not been there yet, and Purdue's out-rebounded Illinois 6-3. 44 with the ball is Kuntz. Gives it, got it right back, and now here is Blackwell driving down. Sends it outside to Tony Weisinger. Weisinger flips it outside to Altenberger. From 3, it didn't get in there. The Boilermakers were flat-footed on that one, and Blackwell was able to get it and come back and score. Nobody went after the rebound.
One thing that'll happen with a 3-point shot is when the ball comes off the rim, it comes way back on the court, and the guards can get a lot of rebounds, so you have to check your man out whether you're playing 20 feet from the basket or 3 feet from the basket.
We are halfway through the first half. Illinois leads by 6. Illinois scored the first 10 points of this game. Stevens goes to Lewis. Back to Stevens. Looks outside to Arnold. He now gets it from Lee. Turns around, puts it up, can't get it, but he's fouled, and the foul is on Phil Kuntz, his first. 6 on the team.
Arnold playing with a lot of confidence. Looked around, didn't find any of his teammates open. Thought he'd take that little turnaround jump shot, and he's been successful with it the last couple of games. And he picks up the foul against Kuntz, and he'll go to the free throw line, where he's been shooting better of late than he did early in the season.
But only 54% on the year, 15 out of 28. Purdue's 5 of 7, and Lewis has been to the line for all 7 of those tries. Arnold gets his first point of the night. It's 27-22. Purdue makes a substitution. Lewis will take a breather. And Tony Jones comes back in. And Arnold is able to make both of them. And Melvin McCants is coming in, and Arnold goes out. It is 27-23 in favor of the Illini. Illinois makes the substitution. Number 35, Steve Bardo, comes back into the lineup. This is Bardo on the dribble. Tony Jones is on him. Weisinger comes to the left. Altenberger got the pass over there in the corner. They send it back outside Weisinger, and Altenberger almost lost it. Weisinger gets it. 9:30 to play in the first half. Tony gets fouled by Jones. Or is it Everett Stevens? I tell you, that's awfully close.
Everett's not moving his feet like he did earlier. He's not gliding and flowing with the ball. He's kind of reaching and grabbing, and I think that's because Weisinger is so quick. He's only 5'10", and guys like that can slip away before you know it.
Altenberger sends it low. Norman back to Altenberger. Tony Weisinger from 3 off the mark. Follow through is good by Bardo. His first basket. It is now 29-23 Illinois. Boilers down quickly. They go inside. McCants hard to the basket. He is fouled, and the foul will be on Kuntz. It'll be his second. McCants with 7, and the Boilermakers have chopped it to 4.
Good quick entry to the man low, McCants, and he was able to take it strong, and that's something Purdue was not able to do against Iowa. They were looking and looking and faking and never got the ball in there. Then when they did, they were out of position. That time it came in quickly. Hamilton, 45, comes in replacing Kuntz, who picked up the foul and will go to the bench with 2.
Troy Lewis comes in for the Boilermakers, and Everett Stevens goes out. At the line is McCants for 1. He didn't get it to fall. Illini got the ball off the board. That was Norman. He gets nearly 10 rebounds a game, leads the Illini in rebounding. Bardo with the ball. Lewis is on him. Bardo at the 15-foot line, almost lost it. They go low. Here's Norman turning. No. Battle for the rebound. A ball out of bounds. Purdue's basketball.
Norman looks like he's forcing the ball just a little bit. McCants was on him down low. Norman wants to go around him, but can't get it done.
So the Boilermakers will bring it down now, trailing by 4. Remember, Illinois scored the first 10 points in this basketball game. Purdue is ranked number 5 in the country. The Illini 9 in the AP, 10 in the UPI. So 4 of the top 10 are from the Big Ten, and all 4 are matched up against each other tonight. Here's Melvin McCants trying to go low, and a foul is going to be called on Hamilton.
That was an outstanding play by Purdue. They were looking to get it inside that time from Mitchell down low into McCants. It wasn't there. The Illini were fronting, so they quickly got the ball back outside and then went back door with McCants and got an easy foul.
So it'll be a 1 and bonus for Melvin, the Chicago sophomore, averaging 12.3. 59% from the free throw line, is 1 of 2 tonight. Coach Henson is still on one of the officials down here. Melvin can't get it. Purdue was flat-footed again that time, and the Illini come off with the basketball.
McCants doesn't have any arch on his free throws. It's coming off the heel of his hand. He needs to get that ball up on his fingertips.
Outside with the ball is Hamilton. 33 is Ken Norman. He's the team's leading scorer, 22-9, has 8 here tonight. Weisinger with 2 baskets. Shot is tipped around, falls in. And it'll be credited with Altenberger. Altenberger gets the basket. He's got 5 points.
The Illini send 4 guys to the goal all the time. Weisinger's the only one that really doesn't mix it up down low. You really have to work to keep him away from that.
Mitchell gives it to Lee from 2, way off the mark. Pulled off the board there by Norman.
From where we're sitting, we were able to be right behind that shot, and with Lee on the move like that, the ball was just sliding to the left as it went to the basket.
Hamilton turns around, puts in his second basket, and it's an 8-point lead again for the Illini with 7.5 minutes to play. Tony Jones down, comes back out to Lee, looks inside. Tony Jones gives it to Troy Lewis from 16. Lewis can't get it, but he's hit on the arm, and the foul will be on Bardo. That'll be his 3rd foul already. Substitution for the Illini. John Cuyavo is coming in.
Good job by Lewis. Little head and shoulder fake. He knew that Bardo was out of control on the way in. As he tried to recover, he whacked him on the yard. Troy will go to the free throw line, where he's already 4 out of 6, I believe, in the ball game here tonight.
5 out of 7, Bob. It's all right.
Never could count.
And, he gets a break on this one, scores his 17th. Substitution. Going out is Bardo. Replaced by Glenn Blackwell. 9 of 13 unofficially for Purdue. Here is the free shot by Lewis. Brings it up to 33-27, and we have a timeout with 7:20 to play in the first half. So you're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. The Boilermakers are ahead of Purdue, ahead of Illinois, 33-27.
Okay, you guys. Everybody on a motorcycle. Hey, Mel, come on. Come on up. And they're off. Babyface Lewis is in trouble. He's fishtailing. Wait, he's got it back. Oh, no! Baker's just blown his engine. When he worked his magic, it's hot shoes and Babyface. They're neck and neck. Hot shoes, come on, hot shoes. It's Babyface Lewis.
Movie star James Dean, another Indiana legend, brought to you with pride by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Well, the Boilermakers are trailing Illinois 33-27. 17 of the 27 points have been scored by Troy Lewis. Melvin McCants has 7. Jeff Arnold has 2. That's the scoring for Purdue. On the other side, Glenn Blackwell has 10 for the Illini, 8 for Norman, 4 for Weisinger, 5 for Altenberger, a basket for 2 for Bardo, and Lowell Hamilton has 2 baskets for 4.
Purdue's only been allowing the opponents to shoot about 44%. Tonight, the Illini 16 of 24, 67%. They are red hot.
3rd game since Sunday for the Boilermakers. Illini playing their first of the week. Weisinger guarded by Tony Jones. Altenberger with the ball. Cuyavo with the ball, looks for help, sends it way outside to Weisinger. Tony Y drives to the left, sends it inside to Cuyavo. Hook. Oh, his first basket.
I tell you what, if he can do that often he's going to be a tough man to stop tonight. That's a great shot for a big man.
First shot he's taken, but what a shot. Mitchell's first basket.
I was watching the play under the basket between Kujawa and McCants, and it's a war, just a big battle underneath there, really elbowing and using their hips and bodies.
Nice move by Norman. Sends it back out to Tony Weisinker. Altenberger from 3. And that will be his 7th point of the night. And it is 38-29. Illinois is 2 of 3 from 3-point range. (38-29) in favor of Illinois. Here's a foul from behind as they sent the ball in between a couple of Illinois players, and Troy Lewis was fouled by Blackwell, his second. That's 9 fouls on the Illini unofficially. Purdue has been whistled for 5.
Now, the interesting thing, the guy that's been guarding Troy Lewis thus far, there are 2 of them, and they have 5 fouls between them. So really, he's already fouled somebody out of the ball game.
Here is Lewis at the line, 17 points already. Coach Henson is still, that's not the official that called the technical on one. The other 2 have called 1 apiece.
I don't know how you can have an official on the sideline here when the ball is in play. If Lewis misses that shot, he's going to be way out of position.
So it is his 18th point of the night, Troy Lewis. He has 2 3-pointers, 2 2-pointers, and the rest of them from the line, looking for his 19th, and he gets it. 11 of 15 unofficially for the Boilermakers, back within 7 now. Illinois with a mark of 13-3 overall, 5-1 in the conference. Purdue is 14-2 and 5-1 in the conference. In underneath. That's his second shot by the big man, Kujawa, and he's made them both. 40-31, Illinois.
Outstanding pass coming from Altenberg. He found the Purdue defense asleep.
Lee sends it inside, almost stolen away. McCants gets it, put it up, no, tipped up, no, pulled off there. It's a jump ball to Illinois basketball.
Holy smoke, it should have been traveling. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to see that again or not. But Norman and Kujawa had the ball, and Mitchell ran in and tied him up. Should have been traveling on the Illini. Watch it here. It comes. Watch who's got the ball. That's 2 Illinois players. That's travel.
So Weisinker will bring it the other way with 5:13 to play in the first half. Norman with the ball, looks inside, gives to Altenberger. Back out to Norman, now to Weisinker. Jones is on him. 5 minutes left in the first half. Altenberger, Lee picks him up. Kujawa's taken 2 inside. The ball is loose. It'll be out of bounds, and Illinois will get the basketball. Neither official wanted to call it.
They made the right call, though. It went off a Boilermaker. It hit a couple of people on the way, but Purdue was standing there and hit it last out of bounds. It looked like the Illini had a good back door, but a quick recovery knocked the ball away.
Substitutions, number 13. Gill is in for the first time. Going out is Altenberger. Boilermakers also made a substitution.
Jeff Arnold came in, Joe.
Illinois has hit its last 5 attempts from the field.
Watch Arnold down low. He's on number 33, Norman, right now. But I think on the other end's where you're really going to see the play when he matches up with Kujawa.
Weisinker on a nice move. Now here's the foul going to be called on Tony Jones. The official says that he got him on the arm. That's the second foul. There's Lou Henson. Calmed down a bit.
That's just a great move by Weisinker to get inside the defense. And certainly there was contact there as Tony Jones from the side went after the basketball. Very difficult not to commit a foul. Evidently they called it on the court because there's not going to be any shots. That's unbelievable.
So the ball goes out of bounds to Illinois, and it comes in to Gill. Out to Weisinker. Now to Gill. Just off the bench. Weisinker goes through. We got a foul away from the ball, and I think it'll be on Mitchell. That'll be his first. That's 7 on the team, 9 against Illinois. 4:28 still to play, first half.
Purdue has their fouls spread out. It's a little troublesome to see that Everett Stevens already has 2 and Tony Jones, his replacement, has 2. So either one of those guys commits a foul, it could be a problem for Purdue in the second half.
So Kayaba will go to the free throw line. He is 17 out of 23 for 74%. He's taken 2 shots from the field. One, an unbelievable shot, will be at the line. And he doesn't get this one. That's the first free throw Illinois shot. Boilermakers trail by 9. They've been down by 10 on a couple of occasions, never led in this game. Troy Lewis has kept them in with 19 points. In underneath, the ball is knocked away by Norman. 8 turnovers, make it 9. Weisinger lays it off. Gill fires, scores. First attempt for him. It's 42-31. 11-point lead, biggest of the night.
They shoot all the way down, Joe. Everybody that comes in can shoot the ball, and you just can't leave them open.
Here is Mitchell, almost got hit in the face, got the ball, drives, can't score. Kuyaba knocks it around. The Illini come up with the basketball. It'll be Norman with it.
Gene Cady said earlier in the week that he thought maybe this Illinois team might be better than Iowa. They've got a lot of good things going for them. They're turning the ball over, or they're getting 16 points on turnovers where Purdue's only got 9.
Shot was missed by Blackwell, and we got a whistle, and the ball will be out of bounds to Purdue. We're going to have a timeout with 3:29 to play in the first half. And you're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. The Boilermakers are down to the Illini 42-31.
It's not a body shop. It's a chop shop, where stolen cars are stripped of their parts. You can help deter auto thieves by supporting stricter licensing and titling laws, insisting on tougher jail sentences for car thieves, and by etching your vehicle identification number on the windshield of your car. Your Farm Bureau insurance agent can help. We gotta shut them down before they clean up.
CarQuest, America's auto parts giant, puts the buying power of over 2,000 stores to work to bring you down-to-earth values right here in your own neighborhood.
So come on down and see what's up at CarQuest.
Stop in any CarQuest store today and pick up your dollar discount tickets to the CarQuest 500 World of Wheels, coming to the Convention Center January 30th through February 1st. It's a savings you shouldn't pass up.
See me, your qualified counter pro at CarQuest, the right place to buy auto parts.
8 players have been involved in the 42 points Illinois has on the board. 4 players, the 31 for Purdue. 19 of those by Troy Lewis.
Well, the Boilermakers shooting 50%, 9 of 18. You look at the Illini, 20 of 29, 69%. They're on the road. They're away from home. You're not supposed to be able to do that. They've taken 11 more shots than the Boilermakers, and a lot of those came early when Purdue didn't even get a shot up on the board, and they were behind by 10.
So we have 3 minutes and 29 seconds remaining to be played here in the first half. There's Troy Lewis. They have him with 21. I had him with 19, but maybe that's double check it. They do have him with 21.
Well, I looked at my score sheet, Joe, and I've got him with 19 as well. So I agree with you. Somebody disagrees with us. We'll find out at halftime, I guess.
Somebody else has him with 20. Well, we'll check it out. Here's Everett Stevens giving the ball to Lee. Lee hasn't scored. The ball is knocked away from him, but he'll get it back.
Illinois just seems to be a little sharper than Purdue is right now. Have been the entire first half. Their defense is pretty good. Their offense has been outstanding, and Purdue's just been just a tad flat.
Here's Lee making the drive, and a foul is going to be called, and it'll be on Gill. Gill's first foul. And Lee will go to the free throw line.
Gene Cady was talking about needing a leader in critical situations. Here you see Doug Lee making a great drive to the baseline, hit the shot, but the foul was out on the court. He'll be at the line for a 1-and-1 as Purdue continues to look for that guy that's going to step forward and make that critical decision that'll win a ball game for him.
Lee gets his first point of the night. 42-32, Purdue.
No violation. Let it get out of his hand.
But quiet here as Lee goes to the line. Able to drop both of them in. It's 42-33.
Purdue needs to assert themselves just a bit here before the half. Get that old thing called momentum in their favor. coming out in that second half, then they'll just really have to go after that first 4 or 5 minutes.
Weisinger uses up the dribble and almost walked with the ball. Blackwell came down to get the release. Weisinger is guarded there by Blackwell. Here's a pass inside, right into the hands of Arnold after the ball went off the Illini hand.
Well, it's a great break by Purdue. It's just a poor pass because Blackwell was wide open.
Troy Lewis gets it. He's got 22.
Well, Troy was decked after the play, went down hard. And there you see him limping. That's why they called the stop the play. I think he's got a Charlie horse. He made a great move to get that ball down on the baseline. Here he comes. I think right there was where he got a knee in the thigh. He ran into Kujawa, and then he fell down afterwards as Norman ran into him. And I'm almost positive that as he went around Kujawa there, that's where he hurt his leg. And he's still limping off of it. That would be a terrible loss to Purdue if he were not able to continue. 21 points I have him for.
22.
Some have him for 22, others for 23. Whatever. Without him, Purdue would be in sad shape at this point.
He's trying to walk it off over there. It'll be Illinois basketball at midcourt when play resumes. I think Troy has 2 3-pointers and 4 2-pointers. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 free throws. He's 8 of 10 at the free throw line for a total of 22. So the ball is inbounds by Illinois now. Altenberger and Weisinger are the guards. That's Weisinger with it. 2:26 to play. Purdue trails by 7. Outside where the ball is Norman. Weisinger gives it again to Norman. To Altenberger. Norman makes a move on Melvin McCants, still in the lane, puts it up. Nice play. Shot by Norman is his 10th point of the night. He and Blackwell have 10 apiece.
Just power basketball. He went up strong with it, put it in the hole.
Everett Stevens to lead from 3. It don't stay there. Mitchell rebound, or Arnold rebounds and got it. Arnold gets his first basket. He's got 4. You got Arnold and Mitchell along the front line, and the coach indicated this week he was going to try that.
Well, he's trying to get some rebounding out of his squad. Hitting the backboards has been a problem for him.
Here is a 3-pointer by Altenberger. He has 3 of those tonight. 11 points for him. 47-37. Purdue trails by 10. Well, they're in the trees there. McCants. Nice move and a good roll. He has 9. 47-39.
They're moving the ball much quicker than they have in the past week or so, and that's the difference. They're able to get the ball back in on the second insertion when it doesn't work the first time.
Here is Norman throwing it up. It counts, and there's also a foul on McCants. That'll be his second. The basket will count, and the Illini will go to the free throw line.
Again, just a power move, power basketball. Look at him force his way down the lane. Goes up with a big jump shot. McCants a little too close to him. Got him with the body and maybe even on the forearm as Norman just knocked it home. And he really looks a lot stronger than he was last year. There's a good look at Mel McCants. Had a good game here tonight. Hasn't played well the last 3 or 4 games, but seems to be coming on after the back injury.
Only the second free throw the Illini will have shot here. It's 13 points for Norman. And we'll have a substitution. Blackwell comes out. He's replaced by Gill. Blackwell goes out with 10. Gill comes in with 2. Norman is 6 of 7 from the field. 1 of 1 at the free throw line. 5 rebounds, 13 points. And it is a 50-39 lead for the Illini. Arnold at the high post. Mitchell right wing. Everett Stevens makes a move outside, puts it up, won't fall, but a foul is called, and it'll be on Weisinger, his first. And the Boilermakers will be at the free throw line. 13 out of 17 unofficially for the Boilermakers.
Good quick move as you see the defense come to Everett Stevens. Kujawa all of a sudden right there. Stevens didn't expect him to be around, and he was able to knock the ball away, but Everett will go to the line because he was fouled by Weisinger. Troy Lewis leaving the ball game, walking very slowly off that left leg that was hit in just a moment ago. His replacement is Tony Jones.
Everett Stevens goes to the line shooting 60% on the year, 24 out of 40. He hasn't scored in the game so far. Purdue 13 out of 18 now, down 50-39. A couple of times the Boilermakers have been down by 11. Illinois scored the first 10 of the game. Blackwell comes back into the line. There's Troy Lewis trying to walk off that whatever he has.
I think they'll probably take him in, give him a little treatment, put some heat and some ice on that leg, and see if they can't get it loosened up for the second half.
Everett Stevens gets this one to fall. His first point of the night. Purdue cuts the lead to 10, 50-40. Tony Weisinger brings it up. Blackwell and Weisinger are outside. Altenberger on the right wing.
Now they've got it in the four-corner right now. Shot clock is off. Only 26 seconds left in the half. They'll take the last one.
Norman outside. He leads everybody in scoring for the Illini with 13. His average is 22-9. Blackwell drives down, fires, scores. Blackwell has a dozen. 3 of the Illini players are in double figures now. Purdue back down the other way. Here's Lee. Arnold, jump shot, falls in. Arnold has 6 points. And there's the buzzer. That ends the first half. The Boilermakers trail by 10, and that's what happened at the beginning of the game when Illinois ripped off the first 10 points of the game. So the first half has come to a close, and the score is Illinois 52, Purdue 42. We'll check the individual scoring in just a minute.
I really like living in Indiana. I like the weather, the people. It's home. And I like doing business at home. That's why I've got Farm Bureau Auto Insurance. I get good coverage, fast claim service, and I'm even saving a few dollars. Yes, sir, it makes me feel real good knowing the money I'm spending for the things I need is staying right here at home.
Everybody knows how to do that kick. Health kick. Yeah. Whoa. The goodness of milk is a real health kick. Health kick. Yeah, milk. You pour a glass of milk real tall. Getting calcium and vitamins and loving it all. Looking good. Well, come on, everybody. Milk's that kick. Health kick. Do that kick. Come on, everybody. Do that kick. America's favorite health kick.
We used to have a different insurance company for all our insurance policies.
But when something went wrong, we were never sure who to call.
So we got Farm Bureau Insurance to insure everything.
It's a lot easier.
It's more convenient.
And there's no confusion.
We got one company, one agent.
And only one phone number to remember.
You might say Farm Bureau's one of a kind.
Mm-hmm. Just like you.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Score, Illinois 52, Purdue 42. Otherwise, it might be worse if Troy Lewis doesn't have a great first half. Troy Lewis has 22 points, but he was injured in the last couple of minutes of play. Troy Lewis, I think for the first time that I can recall, Bob and I recall, a player went to the free throw line and shot 6 straight free throws. He had two points as he goes to the line. He was fouled. He goes up and he shoots 2 out of 2, and there were 2 technicals called on Lou Henson, the coach of the Illini, and Lewis took the next 4, and then the Boilermakers got the ball also. So Lewis was 8 out of 10 at the free throw line. He hit 2 3-pointers, and he had 4 2-pointers. So he wound up with 22 points. He did not commit a foul in the first half, though. He went to the dressing room early because of the injury. Melvin McCants has 9 points here tonight. Jeff Arnold off the bench with a total of 6. Todd Mitchell has been held to only 1 field goal. Everett Stevens at the line twice, made 1 of them for 1 point. Doug Lee at the line twice and made both of them. On the other side, the Illini jumped off to a 10-0 lead, and they have that 10-point lead here at halftime, led by Ken Norman with 13, Glenn Blackwell with 12, Doug Altenberger with 11, Tony Weisinger with 4, Gill with 2, Bardo with 2, Lowell Hamilton with 4, and Kuyava with 4. Altenberger, by the way, had 3 3-pointers here in the first half. Nobody on the Purdue side has more than 2 fouls, though 3 players do have 2, Stevens, Jones, and McCants. On the other side, Bardot, who came off the bench, has 3 fouls. Blackwell has a pair. Kuntz has a pair. Hamilton has a pair. Nobody else has more than 1. Tonight's game between Purdue and Illinois is being played at Mackey Arena in West Lafayette. The score at halftime is Illinois 52, Purdue 42.
Nothing but a fat, lazy cat.
I still hang out with a fat, lazy cat.
He never has appreciated my fine company.
Jim Davis, another Indiana legend.
2 Indiana legends.
Brought to you with pride by Farm Bureau Insurance.
From West Lafayette, Indiana, home of one of the world's great universities, it's Purdue's halftime showcase. A look at programs and people showing ways Purdue University is touching tomorrow today. Helen DeHaan is not a typical college student. While she's not as old as the period play for which she's making this costume, Helen is 72. Which probably qualifies her as the oldest full-time student enrolled at Purdue University. Helen began her studies on a part-time basis about 10 years ago.
When I was younger, somebody told me that I was smart, so I decided that I'd better find out. No, everyone encouraged me, and I had always enjoyed going to school more than working. So when I started working less hours, well, I figured I had some leisure time, and I'd better do something profitable with it.
Helen's investment in education will pay off this May when she gets her bachelor's degree in English literature. And Helen is not the only member of the DeHaan family graduating at that time. Her granddaughter, Melissa, will also get her degree.
I wasn't going to graduate this quickly, and then I decided that I'd better hurry it up a little bit, so I did hurry a little so I could graduate with Missy.
In addition to receiving support from family members, Helen has gotten encouragement and help from her professors and classmates.
They think that's pretty grand, and they've all been very supportive. They think it's a good idea, and it's something to do that you're not wasting your time in your old age, you might say. I didn't know how to take a computer test, so then I would ask the kids, and they'd show me what you do with these little cards, you know, how you can take the test. You make your little marks.
Helen has found her age to be helpful for at least 2 classes, one on vocabulary and the other on history.
I was actually part of the history. Well, I could remember some of the political things that went on, and the children were standing in awe of me, of somebody who was one of them.
While her fellow graduates will seek jobs, Helen plans to use her education to enhance her volunteer activities and propose travels to Europe. Helen says her classes were worthwhile even without a specific job focus, and she encourages other elderly persons to consider returning to the classroom. Let's pause now to hear from our local stations. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network.
Now, we're just as patriotic as the next guy, but we've got taxes, only here in Indiana. Now they start with a T and it rhymes with a C and it stands for Chevy. Yeah! Chevy's like the economical Sprint. There's Nova, Cavalier, Celebrity, Caprice, and Trucks. 2000 Chevrolets all rock-bottom tax sale price. Tax times when everybody wins. You save and we move them out. So you come in today, save on any Chevrolet. That's your Central Indiana Chevy dealers now. Yeah!
This weekend, it's the 10th annual Ace Open House of the largest selection of riders and tractors in Indiana. At both Ace stores, see and save on the 1987 lineup of famous wheel horse riders and tractors, plus accessories. Buy this weekend, get the season's lowest prices with no payments till May. Get a free 3-horsepower snowblower with electric start with any garden tractor purchase. or a free gas-powered weed trimmer with any riding mower purchase. The Wheel Horse Open House, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at both Ace stores in Greater Lafayette.
Got a lot of money tied up in your house, don't you? Wouldn't you like to use that money for other things? Well, now you can with Ready Cash, the home equity loan from Lafayette National. We establish a line of credit with Ready Cash, secured by your home equity. The money is there, ready and waiting. Plus, you write off your Ready Cash interest payments. Want to know more? Then call our Ready Cash hotline. Ready Cash, the only loan you'll ever need. Only at Lafayette National. Member FDIC.
Purdue University's Department of Restaurant, Hotel, and Institutional Management has opened a state-of-the-art computer system instruction laboratory. The director of the facility, Thomas Pearson, says it allows Purdue to research and develop computer software, help companies analyze software and computer systems, sharpen the skills of industry professionals through continuing education courses, and provide hands-on computer experience for the department's 1,000 students each year.
Our hospitality industry expects today that students will come to them ready to utilize computers as part of their management background. And we intend to have our students able and familiar with all of the different kinds of hardware and software that they can realistically expect to see.
The Resource Center consists of more than $1 million worth of equipment and software supplied primarily by IBM. Each terminal can interact with the instructor station.
And then you'll press the Enter key.
We can accommodate 40 students at a time, and the instructor can, from his station or her station, really see what each and every student is doing. And then if an approach looks to be good or particularly bad, we can actually flash that message from the student screen up to our large camera projection unit and show the class and discuss with the class what might have been done better to make that particular exercise or that particular pretend property more profitable or more efficient.
Hi, are you ready to order?
Another aspect of the Resource Center that will be hooked up soon will use point-of-sales equipment to connect the laboratory with a cafeteria and a restaurant that are operated by the department.
All of the data from that operation will be entered into equipment provided by NCR Corporation, and that information then will be wired down to this lab so that when students are finished with their operation of the restaurant, they actually can come down here as a class and manipulate the data and analyze what they've done.
Pearson says the larger hospitality companies are already using computers, and the smaller ones will follow.
One of the continual goals of the hospitality industry is to provide a high level of service at the lowest possible cost, and computers are definitely a part of that future.
Pearson says this Computer Resource Center makes Purdue one of the leading computer education facilities for the hospitality industry. Ray Cubberly, Purdue University News Service.
With Bob Ford, this is Joe Pate. We're back at Mackey Arena where the Boilermakers are in a hole, Bob, down by 10, and they've got an uphill struggle here as they get set for the final 20 minutes of this Big Ten battle with the Fighting Illini.
Well, it's very difficult to spot any team 10 points, let alone a top 20 team, and that's what the Boilermakers did at the top of this game. The Illini came out red hot, and I tell you what, they're still hot. They shot very well in that first half, finishing up with an unbelievable percentage and just doing things the way that you think it ought to be done if you're going to be a contender to win a league championship or play well in the NCAA.
And the Boilermakers, as a team, did not shoot. And in fact, they shot 56% in the first half. And when you shoot 56%, most generally you might be a little closer than 10. But when the other team is pumping in at 73%, including 3 3-pointers, you got a problem.
Well, you do, and you just have to come back and play that much harder in the second half. Purdue was really forcing the defense early the first couple of possessions, but after that, they really did a good job. Taking a look at what happened there, you see the percentage for Illinois and Purdue, 73% on the road. That's unheard of. Boilermakers really outdoing the Illini from the free throw line, 14 of 19. Remember, 6 of those came on one play with technical fouls. Rebounding, fairly even, and that's something Gene Cady wanted to do. Turnovers, Purdue had a bunch early, and that was the difference, I think, in the contest.
Turnover points, Illinois scored 16 on turnovers. Purdue got 11. Offensive rebounds, Illinois had 10. Purdue had 8 points off of the offensive rebounds. The guards, Illinois got 20 points from its guards. Purdue got 23, 22 of those from Lewis. And the forwards and center, Illinois got 32, Purdue got 19. Todd Mitchell scored only 1 basket in the first half. He got only 1 basket against Iowa the other night in the second half. So in 40 minutes, he's been held to 4 points.
Ken Norman did an excellent job on him, too. He just wouldn't let Todd go where he wanted to. Norman used that big upper body that he's got. Todd's going to have to find a way to get around it.
Now stay tuned for second half action. We'll be ready for that in just a moment.
Okay, you guys. Everybody on a motorcycle. Hey, Mel, come on. Come on up. And they're off. Oh, babyface Lewis is in trouble. He's fishtailing. Wait, he's got it back. Oh, no! Baker's just blown his engine. When he worked his magic, it's hot shoes and babyface. They're neck and neck. Hot shoes, hot shoes. Come on, hot shoes. It's babyface Lewis.
Movie star James Dean, another Indiana legend, brought to you with pride by Farm Bureau Insurance.
If you're talking trucks, then Twin City Dodge speaks your language. Right now is your best chance to grab a rugged full-size pickup at a low, low price. Check out Dodge Power Ram. Great looks, big savings. Twin City has a tremendous selection of all full-size trucks with over 30 in stock. Get a guaranteed $1,500 trade-in on any of these full-size pickups. Combined with Chrysler's 5-year, 50,000-mile protection, you won't find a better deal than on these Ram Tough trucks, because the dealing never stops at Twin City Dodge.
Well, they're down by 10 here at halftime. That's Purdue down by 10. The Illini leading. They got those 10 points early in the half. Norman ended up with 13, and he wasn't flashy at all, just hard-earned 13 points. Blackwell with 12. He played very well in the first half. Altenberger with the 3 3-pointers. He didn't miss from that range with 11. Hamilton playing well inside, had a gigantic stuff early. Weisinger and his defense was the key in that 10-point run at the top of the ball game. He just really was bothering Purdue with 4. Kajawa came in, hit a hook shot, and had a nice one under the basket and played well for Illinois. Bardo 2, Gill 2. Everybody who came off the bench did a fine job for them. On the other side, Lewis with 22. Without him, the Boilermakers would be in trouble. McCants 9, Arnold 6, Lee 2, Mitchell 2, and Stevens 1. The Boilermakers need some more scoring from people other than Troy Lewis.
We'd like to thank Randy Erb and Dard Reichenbach and their company Sports Comp Incorporated, located here in West Lafayette, for providing their computer statistics and game analysis during our telecast. So it'll be Purdue's basketball as the second half begins. The Illini won the tip and scored the first 10 of the game. Let's hope Purdue can turn that around here in the second 20-minute stanza. Original starters in there for both teams.
Troy Lewis is limping badly. That left leg is taped heavily, and they have a pad on it. I'd just be very surprised if he's going to be very effective in the second half.
Oh, it's knocked away from McCants, picked back up by Stevens. Here is Lee in traffic. He couldn't get it. Rebounded by Mitchell, up and in. Mitchell has 4. Boilermakers score 4 first. Cut it to 8. 52-44.
Mitchell looked like he was launched off a rocket pad as he went up for that rebound. He may be the one to take over here in the second half.
33 is Ken Norman. 13 points in the first half. In the back door, a foul on Mitchell as Altenberger went for the basket. Mitchell's second foul.
When you gamble to try to steal the ball with double teams, you get into trouble. That was Doug Lee's man, Altenberger, under the basket. You saw Lee out trying to steal the ball as Norman brought it across the top, and that caused the foul down low. And as he picks up his second one, Mitchell doesn't want to get in too much trouble.
Altenberger drops in his first free throw of the night, his 12th point. 2 out of 3 for the Illini at the line. Altenberger, pretty good free throw shooter, 78%, missed that one. Here come the Boilermakers. Everett Stevens goes to Troy Lewis. Guarded there by Blackwell. Here's a pass to McCants. Puts it up. No. McCants after it. No. Rebounded Blackwell. Here come the Illini. Blackwell on the dribble. Lewis stops him. Here's Hamilton trying to get through, and the foul is going to be called. And it'll be marked against Mitchell, his third and second in the first 2 minutes of play.
What I talked about just seconds ago, Joe, is the fact that if he gets into foul trouble and has to go to the bench, that would be a terrible blow to Purdue, because he does have the outside shooting ability as well as being able to go to the backboard.
Weisinger comes out to Altenberger. Weisinger got it back. Here's Blackwell's shot. No. Rebounded underneath, and a power shot under there by Hamilton. He has 6. And there's the 11-point lead again for the Illini. Down on the other end, a walking violation. The 10th turnover for Purdue. The ball goes out of bounds to the Fighting Illini.
You can't let Illinois get too far away. 11-12 points is maybe acceptable. They get further away than that, it's going to be impossible to get back to them the way they're playing here tonight.
Weisinger comes out there to Norman. The ball is thrown away by the Illini. Only the 6th turnover for Illinois in this game. They averaged 14.
Really working on Troy Lewis. Blackwell that time set up for the back door. They know Lewis can't go hard, and they had him, but they just weren't ready.
Everett Stevens down the middle gets his first field goal. 3 points. That ought to spark the Boilermakers. 55-46. That is the first shot by Stevens, and he made it. Crowd is alive. Norman, long range, didn't get it. Lewis rebounds. Mitchell gets it. Back to Lewis. Everett Stevens looks inside. Nothing. Mitchell tries to get it inside. Lays it off to Lee. And the shot, no. And a foul is going to be charged. And it is a charging foul on Mitchell. He has 4, 3 of them in 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Now, this is what Gene Cady has been working on, making good decisions. There's Altenberger, no question about the foul. He ran him over. It just was a bad decision to move across the lane. That's what a guard does most of the time. And once Mitchell left the floor, the Illini said, hey, it's easy picking. They pick up 4, and there's Todd. He's concerned as his Boilermakers are down still by 9.
Goes out with 4 points, replaced by Jeff Arnold, and there's lots on the big shoulders of Jeff. Altenberger sends it underneath. The ball knocked away by McCants. He couldn't save it. It'll be out of bounds to Illinois. That's a good call.
That's a good call, right where it should be. The ball went out of bounds. Melm was fighting for it. He was the last one to hit it. Of course, the partisans here don't want anything to go to the guys in the blue shirt.
It comes into Norman. Here is a great block by Everett Stevens. Throws it around. Arnold picks the ball up. Great play by Everett Stevens. Here is Lewis from 3. No. Battle for the rebound. Arnold kicks it up. McCants gets the ball. Puts it up. No, but a foul is going to be called. And it'll be on Altenberger. His first.
Unbelievable block by Everett Stevens. He just came up out of the floor and knocked this one away. Watch this ability. Bang, he knocks it away. Doesn't quit. Throws it back in bounds. And there's Arnold to get it started as they come to the other end. Boilermakers end up with a good opportunity. Lewis, if he would have hit this one, the roof would have come off the building. And then there's Arnold fighting for it. McCants will have the foul down low. He'll be at the free throw line for 2. Mel was not successful in the first half. He had the ball back on his heel and shot it flat. He'll try to arch it in here for 2 for the Boilers.
That block, by the way, was the 22nd of the year for Everett Stevens, leading the team in that department. Melvin McCants is on the book with 10. He's 2 out of 4 at the free throw line.
One more time down the court if the Boilermakers can force the Illini into an error or keep them from scoring. Then if they can come down and score, I think maybe the Illini could be in a little bit of trouble.
Purdue is 16 out of 21, cutting the lead to 7, 55-48. Crowd again rises to the occasion. Tony Weisinger brings it down. Stevens is on him. They give the ball to Norman with 13. Hasn't scored in the second half. Altenberger with the ball at the 15-foot mark to Norman. Norman gets into the lane, lays it off underneath. Hamilton goes for it, can't get it. Battle for the rebound. Had to be a foul underneath. Somebody had to foul somebody.
Great job by McCants to stay away from the foul on Hamilton when he took the shot. Then there were just all kind of bodies, and Purdue came out with it.
Leon the drive, gets it to McCants. He saved it. Nice play. Arnold with the ball. Tries to throw it away. It's deflected out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds to Purdue.
Boy, both of these teams are going 110% out there, Joe, and I'm sure in the back of the Illini's mind would be the fact that they lost that one to Iowa. a little over a week or about a week ago when they were up by 22, and now all of a sudden Purdue is starting to knock on the door and cut that lead down.
Lee comes into Everett Stevens. To Lee, back to Stevens. Lee goes to McCants, knocked away. It hits McCants last, says the official, and it'll be out of bounds. I thought maybe one of the Illini might have gotten over the shoulder. Here come the Fighting Illini. 16:25 to play in the game. It is 55-48. Illinois leads.
Boilers doing a good job on the backboard, Joe. 6-2 here in the second half.
Norman throws it at the basket. Lee rebounds. Lewis up the sidelines. Lee to Lewis. Drives up and no. Tipped up, no. Battle for the rebound. Who's going to get it? The Illini. Triple team foul. Going to be called on Lee. Second foul on him. 4 already on Purdue in this half. 1 against the Illini. McCants will take a rest. Kip Jones is in. There's a timeout. 15:57 to play in the game. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Illinois 55, Purdue 48.
Foxtail, pigweed, lamb's quarters. When it comes to stopping them, nobody's built a better one than Trepland. Nobody.
This year, United Way is observing its 100th anniversary. 100 years of helping the disabled, the homeless, the young, and the old. They do that through hundreds of people helping agencies throughout Indiana and the United States. I hope you join me in helping make this the biggest and best year in United Way history.
The agents and employees of Farm Bureau Insurance join Coach Gene Cady in support of United Way.
Farm Bureau Insurance and the nearly 700 agents in the state of Indiana presenting Purdue basketball. Delighted to have the Milk Promotion Services of Indiana, your Indiana dairy farmer, and Elanco Products Company, makers of Treflan and Sonderland soybean herbicides, as co-sponsors also for Purdue basketball this year. Purdue 2 of 6. Illinois 1 of 6 in the second half. Rebounds, Purdue 7, Illinois 3. Turnovers, Purdue 3, Illinois 1. And 2 turnovers is the little difference right here. The Boilermakers have made up, though, 3 points.
You look at the shot selection, you have 6 shots on both teams. Purdue has hit 2, Illinois 1, but Purdue has several rebound shots in there where the Illini have been forcing the ball from the outside. Ken Norman especially took a couple of shots that probably they didn't want him to take.
We got a foul on Jones away from the ball. That's Kip Jones, his first. That's already 5 fouls on Purdue in the second half.
Boilermakers are playing behind now defensively. Kip was playing behind that time Hamilton. I think you have to play side front on these guys and be moving all the time, because if they put their body on you, then they've got you.
It comes in and a bump. And I guess Lee is charged with his 3rd foul, and that is 6 already on Purdue.
That's a good call by the official. And I think what happened there was Lee lost his balance. And when he did, he stubbed his foot maybe and then fell right into Kuntz. There you see him. There's a shove. No question about that. Got to play defense with your feet.
Inbounds to Norman. Got off of his feet, and it had to be a walk on Kuntz. Turnover is 8 against Illinois.
Well, I tell you what, these 2 coaches are earning their salaries here tonight. Lou Henson and his bench picked up a couple of technicals early, worked the officials. Gene Cady's trying to work the crowd to get his Boilermakers back in this one.
Purdue down by 7. Stevens down. No basket, says the official, and a foul is going to be called on Weisinger, and Coach Cady is off the bench. Lewis, or Everett Stevens, made it one of those just a while ago.
Here we'll see it, and the foul is called, well, we couldn't see it there. It was called before we got to the replay. Out about the 10-second, or the free throw line, about 15 feet away. I saw the official make the call. No question, it was a good call in terms of the basket not counting.
So it'll be out of bounds on the common foul. Lee will throw it in, hopefully, and does, to Lewis. Ooh, he wanted to shoot that 3-pointer. We got a pushing foul, and it'll be on Lowell Hamilton, and it is his 3rd. He and Bardo have 3 apiece.
It's a real battle down low. Both of these teams defensively using all the strength that they have, and they may be using a little more upper body than they should be. They need to move their feet. Both of these teams are just really laying on each other.
Into Arnold, out to Lewis. Now to Everett Stevens he started the 3, gave it to Lee, off to Lewis. Lewis for 2, no. Battle for the rebound. Arnold can't hold it. And they're going to give it to Purdue. I think that was, might have been a bad one, but Purdue will take it.
Well, it's a break, and the game is made up of breaks. Gene Cady has a little smile on his face, says, thanks, guys, that we'll take anything you'll give us.
So it'll be Lee to throw it in. And it comes to Everett Stevens. He gives it to Lewis. Back to Jones. He didn't see Lewis underneath there. Here is Lewis in the lane, turns and shoots and gets to roll. Lewis has 24. And the Boilermakers are back within 5, 55-50. This is a battle to see who goes into a tie for second place, a half a game out of the top spot in the Big Ten. Indiana and Iowa play later. Here's a pass inbounds, and the basket is scored by Blackwell. His first basket of the second half. 57-50, Illinois. Everett Stevens on the dribble, fires and scores. Stevens has 5. 2 baskets in the second half. 5-point lead for Illinois.
Well, the burners turned up now, Joe. They're both running on all 8 cylinders. The Boilermakers and the Illini. This is going to be a great one.
Norman with the ball. Weisinger with it. He has 3 3-pointers tonight. He drives underneath, tries to put it up. It won't fall in there. Loose ball. Everett Stevens goes after it. It'll be Purdue's basketball.
Jeff Arnold did a great job. There you see Lou Henson say, hey, hit him on the arm, guys. Give me a break. It was Jeff Arnold down inside who set the big body up down low, and there was no way that Altenberger was going to get by him.
Everett Stevens gives the ball to Lee. To Lewis. Lewis fires. He has 26. And Purdue is back within 3. It's 57-54. 26 for Lewis. Remember, he got 39 in one game. And he's playing with that bandaged leg, the left leg, which he hurt in the last couple of minutes of the first half. 13:35 to play in the game. Weisinger with the ball to Altenberger. Altenberger guarded by Lee. Lee with 3 fouls on him. Way across court, it goes to Blackwell. Blackwell shoots the short jumper. It's short. Battle for the rebound. Pull down for the Illini. Here's a drive. No. And there's a foul going to be called. And it'll be on Illinois. And it'll be charged against Norman, I believe. It'll be number 2 on Norman. And it is the 4th on the Illini in this half. He may have walked with the ball, first of all.
Boy, he worked hard to get the ball back up there. There you see Arnold and Norman going up. And, boy, I tell you what, that's a toss-up of which way that ball can go. That could very well have gone against Arnold. And the Boilermakers get 2 big breaks almost back-to-back.
They got a shot at getting within 1 or a tie, depending on the field goal. 2 or 3. Lee with the ball. Lee fires. No. Battle for it. It'll go to Arnold. Back out to Lewis. He gives it to Everett Stevens. Stevens to Jones. Kip gets into the lane. Gives it to Arnold. Back out to Lee. 12:50 to play. Lee bounces it off to Jones. Now to Lewis. Lewis into the lane. Puts it off to Arnold. Or to Jones. Goes up. Foul is going to be called, and I believe it'll be on Altenberger. It'll be the second foul on Altenberger. 5 team fouls.
Great job by Lewis. Comes right down the lane. Finds the open man. As the switch-off was made by Hamilton, then Jones is just really hacked by Altenberger. Kip will go to the free throw line where he has been less than outstanding all year long. Boilermakers could sure use these 2.
15 out of 31 for Kip. 48%. He hasn't scored in this one yet. Pressure is on. Down by 3. Jones fires, scores. 17 out of 22 for the Boilermakers.
You can always tell a player that's going to come to the top, steps to that free throw line where he knows he hasn't shot very well and he's got some problems with his mechanics. But he steps up there and knocks it home anyway, and that's the kind of thing that Gene Cady looks for. Kendall Gill, number 13, comes into the lineup for the Illini.
Kip Jones fires and doesn't get this one. It is 57-55. Here come the Illini. This is the closest the Boilermakers have been since way back when it was 14-13. After Purdue was down by 10 at the beginning, as Illinois ripped off 10 unanswered points. Weisinker with the ball. Altenberger with it. Goes inside to Norman. Turns, feeds it underneath. He got away from Kip Jones, but the ball wouldn't fall, and Stevens got the rebound.
Absolutely terrible shot that time by the Illini. They had an easy one.
Yes, Kip Jones couldn't get it. He missed the easy one underneath. And the Illini come back the other way. Weisinker on the dribble. He gives it off there to Gill. Gill feeds it inside to Norman. Norman turns, fires, throws it up there. No, battle for the rebound. Lee hit the ball and it goes out of bounds, but it was touch last for the Illini.
Hamilton was the man there to knock the ball away as this one's turned into a great one.
With 11:55 to play. There's a timeout at Mackey. You're watching Purdue basketball in the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. It's Illinois 57, Purdue 55.
Daddy, wanna play the guessing game?
Sure.
What do you buy that you hope you never use?
Hey, that's a tough one. Is it something for you or something for me?
It's something for both of us.
Is it big or little?
It's big and real important. Give up?
Yeah, what do you buy that you hope you never use?
Life insurance, silly.
Life insurance?
Because life is full of surprises.
86 was another record year at the Bob Rohrman dealerships in Lafayette.
And our New Year's resolution is to make 87 even better.
That means making the best deals, and in January, that's cash back on many of the 10 different lines of cars and trucks, and low APR financing, too.
And it means giving you folks the best service after the sale.
And bonuses like a free phone answering machine or a super snow raft with the purchase of a new Toyota truck. Make a stop at Old Bob's.
And you'll start the New Year's of feeling really nice.
Well, here's the action a moment ago. There's the shot by Norman. That's not a very good shot either. The Illini really forcing the ball, knocked away at the last second by Hamilton. And you see the Illini not shooting well. 2 of 12 in the second half, 16.7%.
73% in the first half?
That's right, 73%.
In the last 4 minutes, Purdue scored 7 points. Illinois scored 2. There's the shooting, half to half.
That's unbelievable that you can be that hot and that cold in the same ballgame. That's the kind of thing that causes coaches to lose their hair and all sorts of things.
So the Boilermakers have the basketball. This is the second time they've been able or had a shot at tying the game. Really the third time on the trip up. Everett Stevens dribbles all the way down on Weisinker. He stops, he puts it up, and it's good. The game is tied. 7 for Everett Stevens. And we're tied at 7. The Boilermakers have scored the last 7.
I think Everett made up his mind at about three-quarter court that he was going to take it all the way if he could, and he got the bucket, and the Boilers are back now, tied.
Altenberger with the ball, feeds it underneath to Hamilton. He turns, he throws it up. No, ball is loose, picked up by McCants, and the Boilermakers have a chance to lead for the first time. Troy Lewis gives it to Everett Stevens from 3. No, and the battle for the rebound. It is tipped in. Let's see if it counts. No basket. A charge on Troy Lewis. First foul. And the ball goes to Illinois.
Troy came right down the middle and knocked everybody out of the... Here's the long shot, probably a step too far for Everett. Here comes Troy. Bang, he really nailed Norman. No question on the call. As the Illini will get a chance now with a 1-and-1 as Purdue has already gotten into the bonus situation. 11-18 remaining here to play in the ball game, and that could be a crucial kind of thing as they go down the wire.
So we'll be at the free throw line with Illinois, and at the line is Norman. 73% of the year. He's 1 out of 1 here tonight. 13 points. Hasn't scored in the second half, though. And still hasn't. Boilermakers get the rebound. And what, he fell on the line?
Evidently so. He stepped backward. He was really hit when he got the rebound and thought he was going to pick up a foul, but it didn't happen. There, right there. See that foot? Oh, Troy. I bet he'd like to have that one back.
Oh, yeah. Still tied at 57. Illinois with the basketball. 35. Bardo is back in. He's playing with 3 fouls. 13 is Gill. Altenberger with the ball. The jumper is no. And McCants gets the rebound. Lewis will bring it up. Got to play it cool here 59 seconds away from the midway point of the second half. The Boilermakers are the ball is tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to Purdue. Everett almost committed a great mistake here.
I think he was having trouble communicating with his teammates there to set up what they wanted to do. Coach Katie was up on the sideline. There's Lou Henson trying to get a play set up, and Everett was lucky he didn't get a 5-second call.
Lee with the ball. Everett Stevens guarded by Gill. Game is tied at 57. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Purdue standing around a little bit at the moment.
They're very confused on what they want to do offensively.
Illinois has not scored in better than 4 minutes. Here's a turnover. Walking violation for Purdue. Illinois has not scored since 14:49 showed on the clock. We have 10:31 now.
Much like the Iowa game coming down the last 4 or 5 minutes, nobody could score. Purdue was just not able to get the job done.
It's unbelievable. There was a foul called on Everett Stevens there. He got the hand on him. That's his third foul. That's already 9 on Purdue in this half.
Well, I tell you what, it makes it really difficult when they called that foul early a couple of times. Then they quit calling it. And now all of a sudden out of the blue they call the foul again. That's what makes it so difficult for college players to get into the flow of the ball game, because they keep changing the rules on you. Either call the foul or don't call the foul, but don't call it 1 minute and then forget it the next.
Bardo at the line. Shoots only 59%, but he makes his first try of the night. And it's the first time in nearly 4 minutes the Illini been able to score. 58-57. That gives Illinois the lead. Arnold comes in and Jones goes out. Purdue had a couple of shots at taking the lead in the game. Steve Bardo puts his second one up there.
This is a critical series for Purdue. They've got to come right back and tie it. The Illini feel like they can stretch that lead again. It'll give them an extra momentum going down to the wire.
Here is Lewis on the dribble. Goes to Everett Stevens, fires, couldn't get it to... Nice play by McCants, but it falls off into the hands of the Illini, and Norman got it. Boy, McCants really went high. We're halfway through the second half. Here's the ball loose, and it'll be Purdue's basketball on the back and over call. 9 turnovers for the Illini, 14 for Purdue.
Boy, if either team could just get their offense together, they could probably run away from the other guy. Both of them playing really tough defense, but offensively they just can't play.
Oh, here is almost a foul. Now they're going to get the ball out of bounds to Purdue as Gill tried to make the steal. He stepped on the line.
Purdue is in one of those flat periods that's given them so much trouble all year long. Just can't seem to get things going again. They had the communication working well between everyone, and all of a sudden the wheels fell off.
Here is the ball coming to McCants. He had it stripped away from him. And a foul is going to be called on Purdue. And it'll be on McCants. That'll be his third. So we'll go to the other end of the free shot.
There's Mel with the ball and just gets it knocked away. It's a good play by Gill, and then Mel reaches out and whacks at it, and he's called for the foul. Could have gone either way. Probably could have been a foul called both ways, and Purdue all of a sudden loses it again. Good, smart play by Gill to get that ball away. The Illini here with a chance to put that lead up to 4.
Everett Stevens goes out, and Tony Jones comes in for Purdue. At the free throw line is Gill. First try. His third point. And the Illini all of a sudden starting hitting the free throws. And they've scored the last 3 points to take a 60-57 lead. Gill drops in both of them. 4-point lead now for the Illini. Tony Jones brings it up for the Boilermakers, who made a run, forced it into a tie. Lewis can't get it, but he's knocked down. And a foul is going to be called on Kuyava underneath the basket, his first, 6 on the team. Ball will be out of bounds to Purdue underneath the Boilermaker basket. They're clogging up that middle, Bob.
A lot of big people in that ball game right now. Boilermakers have all their big guys underneath the basket, so do the Illini.
Here is Lee. Short jumper won't fall. Pulled off by the Illini. Here they come. Oh, that was a fine move by McGill. 6 points for him, and the Illini have scored the last 6 unanswered points.
What I talked about a moment ago, the Boilermakers have let him out. They've let him out of the position they had him in. Kuyawa picks up another one as he is battling against McCants, but Purdue is down by 6 again, and that's a big lead in this ball game. 6, 7 points has really been tough to overcome.
Purdue now is in the 1 and bonus. 7th foul on Illinois. Boilermakers will be at the line. Melvin McCants is there. He's 3 out of 5 this evening, has 11 points. Remember, Todd Mitchell has been on the bench a long time with 4 fouls. He got 3 of them in the first 2 minutes in the second half.
And we talked about that 1-and-1 at the 11-minute mark for Purdue as they just can't get the ball to go.
Rebounded by Lee into McCants. Scores! McCants has 13. 63-59. Illini.
Illinois didn't even move on that one. It seemed like they were nailed to the floor.
Here is Gill. Altenberger gives it to Norman. Fires. No. Battle for the rebound. And it's Tony Jones at 6'3" getting it. Jones into the forecourt. Purdue down by 4. Here is Troy Lewis. Sends it to Arnold. Back to Lewis. Lewis onto Arnold. Almost double dribble. Turns. Scores! Arnold with the basket. He has 8. It's 63-61, Illinois.
Boy, Jeff Arnold has been a key to this ball club recently. He's really done a good job down low for him, getting the points.
Here is a block by Jones, but the foul is going to be called after, and it'll be on McCants, and he has 4. Oh, they got a problem there. McCants with 4 and Mitchell with 4.
Great job by Tony Jones to knock the ball away. There you see McCants reaching inside with a body contact. Commits number 4, and here comes Todd Mitchell into the lineup. He's got 4, replacing McCants, who will go to the bench, and Boilermakers got some big foul trouble underneath the basket, and they're going to need those people going down to the wire. 21 is Blackwell coming back into the lineup for the Illini.
At the free throw line is Bardo. 7 of 10 now for the Illini as Bardo makes his 5th point and 3rd straight free throw. He made them both. 8 of 11. 65-61 is the score. Boilermakers with the basketball. Free throws all of a sudden kept the Illini in. Here's Tony Jones all the way down. Oh, a rejection there by Norman.
I don't know how you can't call a foul on that. He had 2 guys that knocked him to the floor. Watch this action. Lou Henson says, whoa, what a break for us, guys. Look at that. There's one. Now watch after the play. Bang, they fall down on top of it. No call.
Back to live action. It comes to Lee. Back out to Tony Jones. He is guarded by Gill. They feed it inside. Mitchell can't get it to fall. It is rebounded by Blackwell. Blackwell comes all the way down. Now he double clutch. He runs through. He walks. And Coach Henson is saying somebody kicked him. Oh, it'll be out of bounds to Purdue, and here come the Boilermakers down by 4 with 8 minutes to play in the game. Turnovers, 10 for Illinois, 15 for Purdue. Here is Lee. Lee on the drive. Lee lays it underneath to Mitchell. He got it! And he's also fouled. And the foul is on Hamilton. He has 4. Mitchell's 6th point of the night.
Good move, good play here by Lee. Finds the open man down low, is under control. Mitchell with a power move. There you see the grab on the wrist. The ball goes home, and the Boilermakers have a chance for 3 here. They can cut it down to 1.
Mitchell, 60 of 82, 73% at the line. First time he's been there tonight. Purdue is 17 out of 24. Mitchell drops it in. He has 7, and that cuts the lead to 1, and we have a timeout. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Illinois by 1, 65-64.
Everybody knows how to do that kick. Health kick. Yeah. Whoa. The goodness of milk is a real health kick. Health kick. Yeah, milk. You pour a glass of milk real tall. Getting calcium and vitamins and loving it all. Looking good. Well, come on, everybody. Milk's that kick. Health kick. Do that kick. Come on, everybody. Do that kick. America's favorite health kick.
I think we should talk to our Farm Bureau insurance agent about more life insurance.
Life is full of surprises. Let's use our extra money to enjoy them.
Honey.
We could take a long vacation. I can just see you lying on a beach soaking up the sun.
Honey.
Or we could buy a brand new convertible. It's like a vacation on the beach, but with no sand.
Honey, we're expecting one of life's little surprises.
Because life is full of surprises.
Illinois 5-1 in the conference. Purdue 5-1 in the conference. Indiana 5-0. Iowa 5-0. That game will start at 9 at Iowa. Farm Bureau Insurance is happy to be presenting the best of the Big Ten tonight. A doubleheader for you throughout the state of Indiana.
Well, this is a big ball game here for Purdue. The Boilermakers, I think, put their whole season on the line right here. This would be a devastating loss after this kind of effort. Looking at the shooting, Illinois still 17% in the second half. 3 of 17. Purdue at 41, 9 of 22.
But Illinois still leads by 1, 65-64. The game was tied, however, at 57, and now we have a foul on Tony Jones, his third. Boilermakers came back from a 10-point deficit at halftime, 52-42. They trailed 55-44, made a run then, cutting at 55-50. Then it was 57-50. Then they scored 7 to tie it at 57.
Illinois is shooting so poorly from the field. Purdue has got to just start playing defense with their feet and stop reaching, stop bumping and knocking people around, because the Illini all of a sudden have started to hit those free throws, and it's keeping them in the ball game. Otherwise, they could be in big trouble.
Bardo is 5 of 5 at the line, and he has 8 points, and that has kept the Illini ahead here with these free throws. In the second half, they went to the line only twice in the first half and made 1. They're now 10 of 13. Here is Troy Lewis from 3. It wouldn't fall. A battle for the rebound. A walking violation gives the ball to Purdue.
That is absolutely the worst call in the ball game. Watch, Doug Lee comes right under Altenberger. Here's the shot. Or it's Gill. Gill is going up strong. Lee nails him. And Purdue gets the ball. What a break.
Ball is deflected out of bounds by Gill. It'll be out of bounds to Purdue. The Boilermakers trail 67-64 with 7:26 to play in the game. Your host is Farm Bureau Insurance, and it's nearly 700 agents in the state of Indiana. Mitchell with the ball, playing with 4 fouls. McCants is on the bench with 4. Lee with the ball. Lee needs help. Gets it in Stevens. Here is Lewis, playing with the left leg bandage. Mitchell with the ball. Here is Lewis. Lewis is not moving with the fluid action. Here's the pass into Arnold. He's stripped of the ball. The Illini coming down. Norman with the ball. In traffic. Throws it underneath the Gill. Throws it up. No. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball. It'll be Illinois' basketball. On the alternating possession. 6:47 to play in the game. Illini 67, Purdue 64.
Boy, it's been a battle, too. These guys are going at it. They're not going to leave anything on the court. It's going to be 110%, and it's been a good game.
Ball inbounds to Hamilton. Outside to Norman. Bardo with the ball. Lewis is on him. Here's a pass into Gill, stripped away, picked up there, and put up and in by Norman. His first field goal of the second half. Wait a minute, they wipe it off. What happened here? 3 seconds?
No, they're asking them not to hit the ball as it goes through the net. That's one thing that you can't do, and that allows you to set up your press, and the officials just won't stand for that.
So that's the first basket for Norman in the second half, 15, but that gives Illinois a 5-point lead. Mitchell with the ball, comes out to Lee. Now to Everett Stevens. Now to Troy Lewis. Lee with the ball. Lee to Mitchell. Mitchell drives, puts it up, and scores! Mitchell with 9. 7 in the second half. 69-66 Illinois.
Well, the inside game is what's got them where they are right now. They've got to stay with that and not try to go the easy way with the three-pointer.
Altenberger hands it off there to Norman. Norman fires, can't get it. Battle for the rebound. Lewis got it. Or Stevens to Lewis. Lewis down and puts it up on the other hand and gets his 28th point of the night. And the Boilermakers are back within 1. And a timeout for the Illini. Boy, there's action in this Big Ten battle at Mackey Crowd loves it. Timeout, 5:44 to play. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Illinois by 1.
It's not a body shop. It's a chop shop, where stolen cars are stripped of their parts. You can help deter auto thieves by supporting stricter licensing and titling laws, insisting on tougher jail sentences for car thieves, and by etching your vehicle identification number on the windshield of your car. The Farm Bureau insurance agent can help. We gotta shut them down before they clean up.
You know that annoying little buzzer in your car? The one that reminds you to fasten your seatbelt? Well, I've got a fantastic trick for turning it off. About half of all the traffic deaths in Indiana could be prevented if everyone just wore a seatbelt. So, make it click.
This message brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance and your Indiana State Police.
Here it was just a moment ago. Great pass coming from Everett Stevens. Troy Lewis changes hands and lays the ball home. Purdue trails by 1. Illinois 69, Purdue 68.
4 of the top 9 teams in America belong to the Big Ten. 2 of them here, number 5 and 9. Purdue is 5. The other 2 play at 9. Iowa number 1, Indiana number 3. How close is it? This series 65-64. Purdue has won 1 more. Last year the 2 teams on the court had the same identical records overall, and in the league this year they had the same league record. Purdue's 14-2 overall. Illinois is 13-3. And right now there's a 1-point spread in this game. Illinois with the ball and the lead. For the game, Illinois shooting 53%. Purdue's 24 out of 48 for 50%. Here is the ball going to Gill on the left wing, and we got a foul, a 3-second call. 3-second call on Hamilton. 12 turnovers for the Illini, 16 for Purdue.
Now this is the one where you have to bring it down and turn it into points. You need to get that lead. 5:23 remaining, and the crowd wants it right now.
Purdue has never led. They've tied 57-57. They trailed 10-0 at the beginning and down by 11. Mitchell going for the go-ahead basket. He didn't get it. Battle for the rebound. Mitchell can't get it, but he's fouled, and he's got a chance to put him in the lead. McCants made a great rebound to keep it alive.
Here's the inside play, and the Boilermakers have been plagued by not being able to hit the layups. There's the hustle play by McCants. He gets it back inside. It's Hamilton who commits the foul. It's number 5 on Hamilton, and he's played an outstanding game here for the Illini.
He leaves with 5:07, 6 points, 1 basket in the second half.
But he's been a power on the backboards, and he's given Purdue trouble, and he's intimidated him a couple of times. And now Mitchell, after drawing that foul, will have to go to the line and shoot the 2-shot foul. It's Kuntz who comes in, Phil Kuntz, number 44, to replace Hamilton, who's gone out on fouls.
Mitchell, the 6'7" junior out of Toledo, has been to the line once, made it. He's shooting on the year 73%. Purdue is 18 out of 25 at the line. Illinois is 10 of 13. 5:07 to play. Purdue's looking for the tying free throw by Todd Mitchell, who averages 16.3, second high on the team. Mitchell ties it. He has 10. And tonight would be a great time for Mitchell to get back into the flow of things, right?
It would be, and this free throw will go a long way towards that. He's made some tremendous plays down low here tonight.
Purdue leads for the first time on the 11th point of the night, and the Boilermakers are 20 out of 27, up by 70-69. Purdue has scored the last 6 points of the game. There's a collision. Altenberger did a little acting, though he was bumped there. Now he got a timeout going to be called by the Illini as Weisinger comes up lane. Purdue has made the last 6 straight points, as I indicated.
It looked like Weisinger's shoulder might have come out of joint. There's the big bump, and we lose Weisinger. Right there at shoulder just looks like it's in the wrong position. Boy, he just looks like he threw his shoulder out for some reason. They're going to have to take him to the locker room and to get a doctor to try to help him reduce that and get it back where it belongs. Oh, that's a tough injury.
So it'll be Illinois basketball when play resumes. So we had 1 player out for Purdue at the close of the first half, and now we have 1 with 4:57 to play in the game, and Purdue up 70-69.
And we just heard that he does have a bad shoulder, and from time to time that shoulder will pop out for no good reason. And evidently that's what happened right there. So tough break for Tony Weisinger. Been playing great ball here tonight for Illinois. Tough break for Lou Henson as he says, holy smoke, what else can happen to my team here?
Illinois won twice last year. They have a 3-game winning streak on the Boilermakers. It comes inbound to Gill. Coming out with the ball is Bardot. He has 8 points, 6 in the second half, all at the free throw line. Norman with the ball, 1 basket. Here's Altenberger from 3. Altenberger's 4th three-pointer, his first basket in the second half. 14 points for him. The Illini have a 2-point lead.
Boy, what a great competitor. You know, a guy like that on the floor, you give him the ball, he's going to get you some points, and that was a big one for Illinois.
Mitchell feeds it underneath. McCants turns, had it blocked, and a foul is going to be called on the big man underneath, and it'll be on Kuntz, his 3rd.
Here comes the pass inside. Watch this fake. Great fake by McCants. Little head and shoulder ball fake. He gets Kuntz out of position. He commits the foul. Then on the way up, Mel will go to the free throw line where the Boilermakers need these 2 to get the game tied again.
McCants is 3 out of 6 at the line. He made his first one, missed 2, hit 2, missed 1. Purdue is 20 out of 27 at the stripe, needing 2 to tie.
Lou Henson goes back with his big man under the basket, Kuyawa, who's come back in now. It's 7 feet to go against McCants, who's been eating up the littler guys.
Here is McCants getting the free throw, 14 points. 72-71, Illinois. McCants trying to tie Coach Lou Henson's team in his 12th year with the Fighting Illini. Here's the young man from Chicago. Ooh, clutch free throws, 15 points for him. Purdue has tied it at 72. 4:25 to play. Gill on the dribble. Bardot, here's a steal. Lee comes up with it. Here's a pass down to Lewis, going for it. And a foul is going to be called on Kuntz. That'll be 4 on him. Or is it Kuyava?
Excellent job by Troy Lewis. Watch him knock the ball away. And that's a drill that the Boilermakers work on. Here comes the big pass. Boy, does he get nailed here. Good concentration. Gets knocked down. He'll have 2 free throws. And Troy Lewis, if there's anybody you want on the line, he's the guy because he's been red hot from there the last 7 or 8 ball games.
He's 8 of 10 at the free throw line. All of those in the first half, though. He got 22 points in the first half. Troy Lewis at the line. Purdue is 22 out of 29, tied at 72. Lewis looking for his 29th point. Purdue leads 73-72.
You know, you project this game forward here just a few minutes to the end, and you want to be ahead by more than 3 points in this one because there are too many good 3-point shooters out there.
Looking for his 30th. He didn't get it. But Purdue leads by 1. Timeout is going to be called by Illinois with 4:02 to play, and the Boilermakers leading 73-72. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. The Boilermakers up by 1 over Illinois.
Nothing but a fat, lazy cat.
I still hang out with a fat, lazy cat.
He never has appreciated my fine company.
Jim Davis, another Indiana legend.
2 Indiana legends.
Brought to you with pride by Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Boilermakers were tied at 57. They trailed 65-61 and then 69-64. Since then, Purdue has outscored the Illini 9-3 to go up 73-72.
Well, it's been that kind of contest. It's been spurty. Both teams come on strong, and then they'll hit a flat spot. And I guess maybe whoever's playing best at the end is going to win this one, and rightfully so, because these two teams have given 110% out here tonight. You can't get any better basketball than this.
Purdue has its starters in there with 4 minutes left to play. Illinois with the ball and a 1-point deficit.
Boilermakers using the zone defense now, and that'll change all the strategies that Illinois just set up in their timeout. Lou Henson out talking to his players, saying, this is what I want you to do.
Bardo at the top. Altenberger the right wing. Norman down low. Altenberger goes to Bardo at the top. That's Blackwell. Norman there. Here is Blackwell. Drills it in, and it is a 2-pointer. Blackwell's 16th point, and the Illini take the lead by 1.
Boy, that was a pressure-filled shot by Blackwell. About 15 feet out, and he nailed it.
Troy Lewis looks inside. Nothing there. Lee coming across. Had it stripped away. Knocked out there to Lewis. Lewis looking inside. Now we got a foul from behind. He's on McCants. Here's the big man, Kuyava. And McCants will go to the line with an opportunity again to tie and put Purdue into the lead.
Boy, what a battle between those two guys down low. McCants was really battling with Kuyava to try to keep him out of the way, and the break went to Purdue as the foul was called against Kuyava, and it'll be McCants at the line. He hit 2 just a moment ago. They were great ones. He'll need 2 more.
He's 5 of 8 at the stripe. 15 points. He ties the game with his 16th. Purdue is 24 out of 32. Weisinger did suffer, Bob, a dislocated shoulder. McCants trying to give Purdue a 1-point lead again with his 17th point of the night. Ooh, little weak. Game is tied at 74. Little more than 3 minutes to play. Illinois comes down. The play is that 12B? Here's Altenberger, right wing. Outside Norman with it. Both these teams lost to Iowa at their home court by 3. Kuyava outside. Blackwell, who hit a clutch basket the last time down. This is Bardo. Blackwell again. Kuyava with it. Here is Bardo. Short jumper. It rolls in. Bardo gets the basket. Only his first basket in the second half, but he has 10 points. And the lead is to the Illini by 2. Here's the pass into McCants. Triple team throws it up. No. And a foul is going to be called. And McCants will go to the line again with an opportunity to tie. Altenberger was guilty of his 3rd foul.
Purdue has been going inside tonight, trying to get the ball to McCants, trying to get it to Mitchell down low. They used Arnold when he was in the contest down low, and they've been successful wherever they went. And did the official indicate a 1-and-1?
1-and-1, yes.
Evidently the foul was committed early, and that doesn't surprise me because the bodies were really bumping down low.
McCants has 16 points tonight. He drops it in there for his 17th. And Purdue is 25 out of 34. Cut it to 1. McCants has an opportunity to tie again. Boy, the pressure's been on him this evening.
And he's weathered it well. He missed one a moment ago, and he felt that pressure. Let's see if he can hit it this time.
He didn't get it. Mitchell got the rebound, and he couldn't get the basket. Loose ball. Altenberger comes up with it. 2:17 to play. Illinois leads by 1. Here's a timeout going to be called for the Illini with 2:12 to play. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Illinois by 1, 76-75.
I feel like a new man.
He just bought a new car.
And I shopped all over town.
He compared prices, options, warranties.
And I picked out this little beauty.
Very sporty.
Then we needed to insure our new car.
So I shopped all over town.
She compared cost, coverage.
And I chose Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Very smart.
You make a very smart, very sporty couple.
You want to fix me?
Thought you never asked.
Let's go.
With Bob Ford. This is Joe Pate. We're back at Mackey Arena. The Boilermakers find themselves down by 1, 76-75. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in the game. Illinois called a timeout. Illinois has 1 timeout left. Purdue has 3. Illinois will have the basketball. Purdue has not scored a field goal since 5:46 showed on the clock. They've been going to the free throw line.
I tell you, it's been that kind of contest. It makes you feel good to know that the Boilermakers, since they played Iowa the other night, have gone to work and they found out some problems that they had. One of those problems, they weren't getting to the free throw line. To get there, you got to put the ball inside and force the folks to foul. They've been able to do that tonight, so that shows the fact that, you know, they're maturing. They're picking themselves up. I think the win here tonight is critical. I think it'll be a big blow to them mentally to lose this ball game, and they would really have to work hard to come back then next Thursday.
They go on the road to Ohio State and Indiana. Altenberger comes out. Here's a pass inside to Kuyava. He was pushed, and it'll be on Mitchell. I think that'll be his last one. Mitchell will leave with 5 fouls and 2:01 left. He played a good second half, though, Bob. He got only a field goal in the first half, and he only got a field goal in the second half against Iowa. So the pressure was on him, and he did well in the second half.
He really did play well. He gave the Boilermakers a lot of things that they needed. He can be proud of his effort here tonight, whether his team wins or not. And now the big guy will go to the free throw line, Kuyava, and he's been shooting 73% from there for the year. So
missed his only try here tonight, though. 6 rebounds for Mitchell. That was a team high tonight. Kuyava with 4 points, fires, drops it in. 5 points for him. The Illini 11 of 14. Purdue is 25 of 35.
You know, it hasn't mattered who was at the line. When the Illini needed it, the player hit it.
Kuyava gets this one. 12 of 15. 78-75. A minute 58 to play. Purdue down by 3. Here's a foul, and it is on Blackwell. Illinois has hit its last 10 free throws.
You know, Illinois stayed in the game, and we talked about that a lot with the free throws, and the fact that they got into that 1-and-1 early at about the 11-minute mark helped them out. Kept that lead at 1, 2, and 3 points during that stage of the game. It's beginning to come back and haunt them now, as they're the ones committing all the fouls and letting Purdue stay in the game with their 1-and-1 shooting.
Everett Stevens drops in his second free throw of the night and his 8th point. Purdue is 26 out of 37, cutting the lead 76-78. Stevens gets them both. 78-77, a minute 50 play. In fouls tonight, Illinois 26, Purdue 20. Ardo goes to Norman. Lewis is on the bench. Here's Norman driving down. Shot is up. Did it count? No basket. Foul before. Foul is on Arnold. Be his first. We're going to see it again.
There's no question what he was going to do with the ball when he got it. He had that look on his face. Goes right down to the baseline, but Jeff was pushing him on the way down and committed the foul. Now Norman will go to the free throw line, and he hasn't been there much tonight, just a couple of times, and maybe he'll have the pressure.
He misses it into the hands of Everett Stevens. Lewis is back in. Purdue needing a basket to go ahead. Lewis had it stripped away from him. And the Illini come up with a basketball. That was a tough break. Bardo with the ball.
That was a tough one. No question.
Bardo almost walked with the ball as he got rid of it there. A minute 22 to play. Here's Norman. He almost walked. Back out to Blackwell. Bardo with the ball. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Purdue had a golden opportunity the other time. Blackwell with the ball. Jump shot is no. Battle for the rebound. Who's going to get it? It'll be picked up there by Blackwell, and a timeout or officials timeout.
Got another player on the floor. This time I think it was Norman that went down hard. He's on the far side there trying to gather himself back together. Here's the hustle play. Doug Lee diving for the ball. He falls on Norman's leg, and I think maybe that's where he was hurt. And I think Norman may have to go out of the game since the official stopped the action. Maybe not. He seems to be getting it back together, and he'll stay.
We'd like to tell you that any reproduction of this telecast is strictly forbidden without the written permission of Farm Bureau Insurance, which also has the approval of the announcers used in this telecast tonight.
You know, the big thing about that play is they got 45 more seconds. They got 45 more seconds on the clock, so only 1:01 remaining. Purdue's only going to get the ball back one more time unless they can turn it over.
78-77, Illinois leads. The ball comes inbounds to Bardo. Norman outside. This is Bardo. Less than a minute now. 30 seconds on the shot clock. "20 seconds on the shot clock."
Well, the big guys have got to be ready because they're going to try to run a back door, get something to the bucket after they take the time off the clock.
14 on the shot clock. Bardo with the ball. Altenberger and hit those clutch baskets. Kuyava takes the shot. They didn't want that one, and Kuyava comes over the back and fouls. Purdue will go to the line. 23 seconds to play. 78-77, Illinois leads.
Here's the shot. Kuyava takes it. Well, that's not the one they wanted at all. Then he goes right over the back of Mel McCants, committing the foul. I tell you what, I'd rather have the ball than the free throws at this point because Illinois has just been playing too good tonight. They'll have 23 seconds should McCants hit these two. Then have 23 seconds to win the ball game.
I have Melvin with 7 of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's missed 5. He has 17 points. 78-77. And this must be the 4th time that he's been to the free throw line with pressure either to tie or put him ahead, and on most of the occasions he's come through.
Now, he was out of your picture there a moment ago as we saw Kuntz coming in the lineup, number 44, replacing Kuyava. Big Mel was standing out between the free throw line and the 10-second line, kind of bent over, thinking about things, and now he'll step to the line with the pressure of the world on him. A chance to get his Boilermakers back in the lead.
Purdue 27 of 37 at the free throw line. He didn't get it. And the Illini get the ball. And a foul is going to be called on Everett Stevens. 4 on him. Well, that might not have been all bad.
You have to foul quickly. No question about that. You've got to go to the line, hope the Illini can't hit it. Gene Cady and his staff trying to figure out what they're going to do at this point. And they may call a timeout here just to ice the free throw shooter. Here's the shot a moment ago. Just a little bit too hard. You notice that Mel's legs didn't flex at all on the free throw. He was very stiff with it. There's the foul committed by Everett Stevens. And now it'll be number 35, Steve Bardo, going to the free throw line. He's got a streak of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tell you what, he's due to miss one, and Gene Cady did call a timeout.
And with 20 seconds left to play, we need to take our breath. This gives an opportunity for us to tell you that Purdue basketball is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. And it's nearly 700 agents in the state of Indiana. Delighted to be presenting Purdue basketball here this year, along with the Milk Promotion Services of Indiana, your Indiana dairy farmer, and Elanco Products Company, makers of Treflan and Sunderland soybean herbicides. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. 20 seconds left to play. Indiana and Iowa probably getting underway in a few moments over at Iowa. Many of you fans will be joining them for that one a little bit later. 78-77. Purdue down. Purdue had an opportunity to tie just a moment ago. Couldn't get it to fall. The Illini got the basketball. There was a foul committed. And now Illinois will be going to the free throw line. Personal fouls. Purdue 22, Illinois 27.
You know, I think it's within the realm of possibility, the way this game has been going, that we very well could see an overtime game here. And if you look down at the score sheet, and I'm not sure enough guys are going to be around to play at the end. A host of people on both teams have 4 personal fouls. We already have Todd Mitchell, who's gone to the bench with 5. So this one has been a rough and tumble game, and now the Boilermakers will have to hope that Steve Bardo, after hitting all those free throws in a row, 2, 4, 6 of them, will have some blank ammo in his gun there and won't be able to get any free throws down this time, and the Boilermakers will have to fight for that rebound and then bring it down to get a good shot.
He's had 6 free throws in the second half and a field goal. He has 10 points. 78-77. The Illini with the lead. Bardo fires and didn't get it. And it's picked off by Purdue. 15 seconds left on the clock. Here is Everett Stevens jumping, shooting, and it falls off. And there's a battle for it. Who's going to get it? It'll be, what is it, a foul or a jump ball? 6 seconds to play. Arnold's going to be guilty of the foul. Arnold's second foul.
Well, it may have come a little early. 10 seconds yet on the clock as he cast that one up there. It doesn't fall, and there's the big guy on the backboard, the guy doing all the work tonight. And they've got to be proud of the effort that this young man has given them. Bardo has really been there. He missed the free throw just a moment ago, but bang, he goes right back and gets the big rebound with 6 seconds left. Still has a chance to be the hero here, or the GOAT, if he doesn't get this one.
Now I think Purdue's going to call a timeout to let Bardo think about it again. Purdue still has one left, and Illinois has one. There are 6 seconds left to play. Well, a couple of times now the Boilermakers have had a chance to get it. Shot probably was taken about 5 seconds a little early that time.
Now you want to take the shot with about 4 or 5 on the clock. That way you have a chance to tip it in. Should it not go in, and then the other team really doesn't have a chance to get down and get a decent shot. You know, you score with 10, 12 seconds left. They still have a good chance to get the ball down and get a reasonable shot to go ahead and beat you in the ball game.
So let's look at things here. If Bardo misses the free shot, the Boilermakers have 6 seconds to get it up and in to win. I don't think that, well, the Illini could foul and Purdue could go there. Bardo could make one. It'd be 79-77 and miss. The Boilermakers could tie it with a normal field goal. If he makes both, it'll take a three-pointer to tie it.
Well, I tell you, I would think the Illini on a 3, if they get up by 3, that when Purdue brought the ball in bounds, they would probably just foul. That way you go to the free throw line, you get the ball back.
29 points for Lewis, 9 for Stevens, 2 for Lee, 1 for Jones. That's Skip Jones. Mitchell has 11. McCants has 17. Arnold has 8. On the other side, for the Illini, Blackwell with 16. Altenberger with 4, including 4 three-pointers. Norman with 15. Bardo with 10. Hamilton with 6. Kuyava with 6. Weisinger with 4. Gill with 6. Purdue, no field goals since 5:46 remained on the clock. 12 out of 17 for the Illini at the line. Bardo had hit 2, 4, 6 in a row and then missed. Bardo fires. He gets his 11th of the night. It's 13 of 18 and a 2-point lead now for the Illini. 6 seconds remaining. Here is Bardo trying to give Illinois a 3-point lead, and does. And Purdue, Illinois takes the timeout. They want to set up how they're going to defend this. 14 of 19 at the line for the Illini. Purdue 27 out of 38. But Purdue has not scored a field goal since 5:46 showed on the clock. So in the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds, they have not scored a field goal.
Well, the Boilermakers have 3 guys in the lineup currently that can shoot the three-pointer. Troy Lewis, of course, who hasn't really shot well here in the second half, and you don't shoot well when you don't have both legs under you. Obviously, with that injury he got in the first half, he doesn't. And you've got Doug Lee, who really hasn't hit anything from the field tonight very well. And he hadn't hit a field goal. He's 2 out of 2 at the line. So he's a possibility. He could certainly hit one. Everett Stevens is capable of putting it in from the outside, but he hasn't had a particularly good night from the field. So I would imagine that if you're going to go with your horse, you're going to look to Troy Lewis to win it or to tie it for you. But if he's not open, at least you have 2 guys that can shoot from the outside. A 3-point situation. Lewis has hit 2 of 3 tonight. Stevens 0 of 1, and Lee 0 of 2. Those fellows you just mentioned. Well, you know, Lewis hit all of his in the first half when things were going so well for him, and he's going to have to get up every bit of energy he's got this time to get up in the air cleanly and shoot that ball with his arms and shoulders and not be shooting it with his body and trying to jerk it up there. As a team this year, the Boilermakers have shot 37% from the 3-point range, whereas Illinois is 51%, and Illinois tonight has shot let's see, they've made 4 3-pointers and all by Altenberger. Lewis hit 3 points on 2 of the first 3 shots that he took tonight. Nothing since. I tell you what, there's not going to be anything anywhere near the basket that's going to be easy. Even if the Illinois fouls here, it pretty much takes the game away from Purdue, because there's not going to be a whole lot of time left when the ball gets down into the shooting range.
If they do that, you almost have to make a free throw and then miss the second one on purpose. They're going to give McCants, they're going to let him take the ball. Now give it to Everett. No, Lee with 5, with 4, timeout with 4 seconds. That gets it a little closer, but it took a little time. Took 2 seconds.
4 seconds is plenty of time to get a good shot up. I can remember a game several years ago when the Boilermakers had a couple of seconds on the clock, and they were able to hit one right down here in front of us at the same end to beat Michigan State when they were #1. And it was a great shot by Arnett Hallman. So it can happen here tonight. It's just a matter of getting the ball and getting a good rhythm on the jump shot.
And remember, they beat Iowa here. Was it last year or the year before, when they were down with about 24 seconds? And I forgot the differential, but it was at least 6 points.
They were able to come back, and there was a key call at the end of the ball game on a foul. The Boilermakers were able to hit the free throw. So it's going to take a three-pointer to get the job done, because I don't think they're going to let anybody score inside. If you get the ball down there, they're just going to hammer you, put you at the free throw line, and they've got the ball game.
That was the last timeout, by the way, for Purdue. Illinois, I think, has 1 timeout left, or they wiped off 2, I guess. That's right. Next Thursday night, Bob and I will be at St. John Arena in Columbus, Ohio, as the Boilermakers battle the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then on Saturday, the Boilermakers play at Indiana. That game will be on television also, but not on the Farm Bureau Insurance Network. 80-77, Illinois leads. Purdue lost Monday night by 3 to Iowa. Iowa beat Illinois by 3 at Illinois. That was a great road trip for the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're back home tonight to do battle with the Indiana Hoosiers.
Many people think that the Hawkeyes might have won the conference title by winning those games on the road like that. Now they go home and they win their ball games there, and you really only have to now go to Indiana to play, because you've already got that Purdue-Illinois trip out of the way, and if you don't stub your toe against a Wisconsin or Northwestern, you're in pretty good shape.
There's a three-point shooting. Well, need one right here to win it, or to tie it, rather. Lee will throw it in. He's guarded by Gill. Lee will throw it into Everett Stevens with 3, with 2. Here's Lee from 3. Good! Game is tied! It goes in at the buzzer. Lee's first field goal of the night.
Unbelievable shot. The Boilermakers set it up beautifully. It looked like they were going to go to Troy Lewis. They didn't go to Lewis. They set it up for Lee. No question on what they're trying to do.
Here it is again. Let's just watch and enjoy. His first field goal of the night, and we've got overtime. It's tied at 80. I tell you, we said it would be a battle. We said it was close when they came in. It's still close.
Well, I tell you what, it takes great concentration after not having a particularly good night from the field. You know, Coach Katie's got a lot of confidence in these kids, every one of them, and he sets it up for Doug Lee. He says, we're going to use Lewis as the decoy. We'll set it up for Lee. It's your baby, and he knocks it home.
And there is senior leadership. Now, you know, you go all night, and you can't make a field goal, and you've been to the free throw line only 2. He says, give me the basketball, and he ties the game at the buzzer.
Well, that's what Gene's been looking for. He said, I got to have somebody that steps forward, makes the big play, or makes the decision to win a ball game for us. And it may have been Doug Lee right there. We've got a 5-minute overtime here. The Boilermakers still have to play tough, because the Illini are not going to quit just because you tie them at the end of regulation.
Your host is Farm Bureau Insurance, and it is a delight to be here at Mackey Arena tonight to bring you Big Ten basketball. And we go into overtime. This is our first overtime game of the year.
Boy, and what a game to have it on. You get these two teams rated 5 and 9, and you hear the crowd here at Mackey Arena. They love their Boilermakers. 14,123 here, and it's a tough night outside.
Illinois lost in overtime last week to Iowa, as Iowa came charging back and forced it into overtime, and they lost by 3. We'll jump it for only the second time in the game. Illinois won the toss early. They went on to score 10 straight points. Here is the ball into the air. Purdue gets it. Oh, here we are. Purdue's first overtime. Illinois lost its only encounters I indicated a moment ago. Melvin McCants gives it to Stevens, and we got a blocking foul. Melvin McCants away from the ball. That'll be 5 on him, I believe. Melvin McCants fouls in the first 15 seconds of the overtime. Boy, I tell you, it's he leaves with 17 points.
As I watched Mel, he was really excited when he came away from the bench, and you could see the intensity on him, and I think the adrenaline just got away from him as he walked out, and it was a good call. He set the block, and when the player got there, he shoved forward and knocked him backwards. So he picks up the foul. Will go out. It'll be Kip Jones coming in, number 30, to replace him.
He is the second Purdue player to leave. Todd Mitchell left with 2:01 to play in the game. Melvin leaves with 4:45 to play in the overtime.
Well, Everett Stevens, too, Joe, is sitting right on the edge of going to the bench. He's got 4, and he's the only other Boilermaker that's in immediate trouble. Doug Lee has 3.
Bardo at the line, 8 of 9 at the free throw line, looking for his 13th point. He didn't get it, and Jones got the rebound.
Boy, Bardo must feel like he's the chosen one tonight. It seems like everything's happening to him.
Everett Stevens to Lee. Lee almost lost the ball. Needs help. Kip Jones gets it. Arnold gives it to Lewis. Lewis playing with a bad leg. And he walks with the ball as he tried to make the cut. That's 18 turnovers for Purdue. Unofficially 13 for the Illini. 4:22 to play.
Both of these teams are tight here in the overtime. And you know Illinois is thinking about that Iowa game. Purdue just wants to win a big ball game here tonight. And it's going to be a real battle.
Bardo against Stevens. Altenberger with 4 3-pointers tonight. Beats it inside to Norman. Norman against Arnold. They go inside, and Weisinger, no. Blackwell gets his 18th point, and the Illini go up 82-80. 4 minutes to play. Overtime. Purdue having to come from behind again. Scoring a 3-pointer at the buzzer by Lee to give the overtime. Lewis gives it to Lee. Back to Stevens. 3-point try. No. Lewis rebounds. Knocked away from him into the hands of Stevens. Stevens drives off the board. No. Loose ball. Bardo gets it. Bardo throws it down. Kuntz with the ball. Rejected by Jones. Arnold got it, and now Stevens brings it up. Timeout is going to be... No, I guess he's giving a play. Thought he was going to call the timeout. Here is Lewis to Stevens. Boilermakers got in trouble the other night with the 3-pointer. Lewis beats it off to Jones. Turns. Good! No, it was Arnold that got it. Arnold got the basket, his second. He's got 10, and we've tied at 82. 3 minutes left to play in the overtime. Here is Bardo coming down. Bardo stops. Gives it to Norman. No, a foul. And the foul is going to be marked against Purdue's Jeff Arnold. It'll be 3 on him. Oh, we'll go to the line.
It's tough down low, Joe. These guys are bad. That wasn't much of a contact foul. Got him with the right knee, stuck it out as Norman went by. And the last time he was at the line, he really short-armed the ball and came up way short with the shot.
He's 1 out of 2 tonight. He scored 15, but 13 of those in the first half. Norman trying to break an 82 tie, and does with his 16th point of the night. The Illini 15 out of 21, leading now 83-82. Norman, an average of 22.9, shoots 73% at the stripe, 2 out of 3 tonight. Edwin drops in 17, 2-point lead for the Illini. 84-82, 2:50 to play in the game. Everett Stevens brings it up. Blackwell is on him. Troy Lewis with the basketball. To Doug Lee. Now to Kip Jones. Puts it up. Didn't go. Battle out. Lewis got it. Lewis jumps. Lewis shoots and ties. Lewis has 31 points.
Well, I tell you, the way Purdue's playing on that backboard right now, they don't want to lose this ball game. It's the best intense effort I've seen for them offensively off the rebound.
Bardo gives it over to Blackwell. Looks inside. They go to Norman. Back to Blackwell. From 3. He didn't get it. Rebounded by Altenberger. No. Battle for it. It'll be Illinois basketball. on the alternating jump possession. Illinois will get it with 2:08 left to play.
How many times have Norman and Arnold come up with the ball together? Here it is again. That almost goes down. There's Altenberger with the big rebound, misses the shot, and it's Arnold and Norman coming down together.
We're tied at 84 with 2:08 to play. It'll be the Illini with the basketball underneath the Illinois basket. Altenberger will trigger it in. There's Coach Cady. It comes out to Bardo. Bardo with it. Bardo fires. No, but a foul is going to be called, and it'll be on Everett Stevens, and Everett will leave with 5. He is the 3rd Purdue starter to leave. He leaves with 2 minutes to play in the overtime. 9 points, 7 of them in the second half.
And who goes to the free throw line? Bardo again.
He's missed 2 and hit 8. 5 rebounds for Everett Stevens, who leaves. So now the pressure is on, well, Lee and Lewis.
Well, it'll take them all to win the ball game. And you saw the quick move that Kip Jones made down low when they were able to get the rebound back, and Lewis scored the basket. So I think they can all score in the ball game. It's just a matter of being able to get the ball down inside. Illinois has been awfully tough down on the baseline. Be Tony Jones coming in, the freshman. And he'll take over for Everett Stevens. Tony's been playing very well the last couple of games.
Illinois is 16 out of 22 at the line. Bardo at the line with 12 points. He got only 2 in the first half. He's made 8 of his points at the free throw line, has missed 2, including the last one. Trying to break the tie. He has missed his last 2. Still trying to break an 84 tie. Bardo didn't get it. Purdue got the rebound. Game is tied with 1:57 to play. Tony Jones. Only 2 starters remain in there for Purdue. There's one of them right there. Troy Lewis. Comes out to Tony Jones. Doug Lee gets the ball. Feeds it in to Tony Jones, to Troy Lewis. Troy to Arnold. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Kip Jones, no. Battle for the rebound. It is kicked around, picked up by Arnold. More 45 seconds with 1:19 to play. Purdue's got a chance to play with the ball a while. 84-84. 3-point block is short. But there is a foul on Kip Jones. His second. So we'll go to the other end, and Illinois again will be at the free throw line with an opportunity to break a tie with 1:05 to play.
Troy Lewis's reaction there, you see him talking to the official, was that he was hit on the arm on the shot. And that may be why the ball came up so short. Here's the shot. Yeah, no question about that. Right on the elbow.
And at the free throw line is Norman. He made his last 2. 16 out of 24 at the line for the Illini. 3 out of 4 for Norman at the line. 17 points. Illinois leads by 1. 85-84. 3 straight for Norman. 1:05 left to play. Here's Norman, the 6'8" senior out of Chicago, averaging 22.9. Has 18 points here tonight. 17 out of 25 at the line for the Illini. Norman gives Illinois a 2-point lead on his 19th of the night. It is 86-84. Here comes Purdue. 1 minute left. Lee from 15. Lee lays it up. Rejected. A foul, however. They're going to give a goaltend. Goaltend. Good. Lee has the basket. He has 7. And the game is tied at 86.
Well, I tell you what, here comes a great gutty play by Lee again. He's the guy that got him into overtime. Look at the move. There's the block shot. No question on the goaltend. He was nailed. He'll be at the free throw line with a chance to give the Boilermakers a 1-point lead. 54 seconds remaining.
27 out of 38 at the free throw line for Purdue. Lee is 2 of 2, including a three-point basket. He didn't get this one, and the Illini will get the rebound. 50 seconds on the game clock. There's 7 seconds difference in the game clock and the shot clock. Illinois stops the clock. Woo. 44 seconds remain to be played in this one. Illinois with the basketball. The game is tied at 86. 36 seconds remain on the shot clock.
Well, you wonder if anybody wants to win this ball game. Neither team able to make the decisive move here in overtime. Purdue down to using people off their bench, and the Boilermakers getting a lot of good play out of Tony Jones, getting a lot of excellent work out of the big guys underneath the basket. Jeff Arnold really coming along, so the Boilermakers are hanging tough.
So we're delighted to have you along the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. And remember, on Thursday night of next week at 8 o'clock, we'll be at St. John Arena in Columbus, Ohio, to bring you the battle between the Buckeyes and the Boilermakers, as the Boilermakers go on the road for 2 Thursday night at Ohio State and Saturday afternoon at Indiana University.
Well, Purdue and Illinois in a great Big Ten battle here. Two of the top teams in the country, number 5 and number 9. And they just won't quit, like two big titans going at each other with the hammers, banging back and forth. Boilermakers had an opportunity to go up by 1 a moment ago, couldn't get the free throw. Illinois got the ball back. They called a timeout, set up the strategy for the final 44 seconds. 36 seconds still on the shot clock. So the Boilermakers can get the ball back if Illinois should score when the shot clock runs out.
Illinois has hit 18 out of 26 at the free throw line. Purdue is 27 out of 39. Illinois basketball. It comes in to Coons. Outside with the ball is Bardo. He's been the center of things here tonight.
Boilermakers back in the zone. They're just going to let the it looks like they're in a box and one. They're going to shadow Altenberger, and boy, that's a good call, because this guy is the one that can really hurt you if you aren't careful.
19 seconds in the shot clock. Bardo with the ball. 15 seconds on the shot clock. It's loose and out of bounds to Purdue as Illinois throws it away.
Credit that to Gene Cady. He totally confused Illinois by coming out in a box and one. I don't think Lou Henson ever thought that they would come out with some kind of a junk defense. And when they did that, I tell you what, they were in big trouble.
Purdue takes another timeout. 20 seconds to play. This game is tied at 86. Here's some other scores. Michigan State 62, Wisconsin 56, 5:20 remaining in the second half. Iowa is leading Indiana early, 15-12.
Well, this has been the kind of game that you would really expect against the top 4 teams in the league, going right down to the wire. Illinois has had opportunities to win this game and hasn't been able to get it done. That last call by Gene Cady using the box and one to shadow Altenberger, he was probably the chosen guy to shoot the ball.
A week's rest.
Well, they really do, and the good thing, we've seen a lot of improvement over what they were able to do against Iowa. They've gotten the ball inside, they've shot a lot of free throws, and they've gotten a lot of good play out of their bench. 3 guys off the bench in a ball game right now when it's on the line, and that really speaks well in terms of the way those guys have come along. 20
seconds to play in the game. We're tied in overtime. Purdue's basketball as Illinois threw it away. The official is asking Coach Henson to sit down over there. Lee will trigger the ball inbounds. 20 seconds remaining. Okay, here we go. The ball comes into Arnold. Arnold needs help. Gives it to Lee. That's the man who needs it. He streaks down the court. 15 seconds remaining. Here is Arnold. Shot is no good. Battle for the rebound. Here is Purdue getting it. Tony Jones. He has it blocked. Loose ball is picked up there by Altenberger. He walks with 3 seconds, and Purdue has the basketball. Purdue with 3 seconds has the basketball.
I tell you, with that many breaks, you get 2 shots at it. You better score. You better win the ball game right here. This is your chance. Here it is. Look at the hustle after the ball. It goes way outside. It's Tony Jones, the freshman. He gets it blocked by Norman. Then it's Altenberger, a little skip after he picked the ball up. He traveled, and Purdue gets it back. And if you're going to win it, you better win it right here.
3 seconds to play. Tony Jones will throw the ball inbounds. All Purdue needs is a point. Here is the ball going to come inbounds. It goes to Jones. He throws it up. Nobody's fouled. And Jones will go to the free throw line as Norman commits his third. At the buzzer, he'll get 2. But Jones is not the greatest free throw shooter. He is 1 out of 2 tonight. 48% on the year.
Well, this is a great play by Purdue. They get the ball into Arnold. They go the back door off of Kip Jones. And who would ever think that the Boilermakers would go to Kip Jones in that situation? He's going to go up there for 2, and Norman was giving him some trouble there, and it'll be Kip there. Not a great free throw shooter, although he hit one earlier tonight.
27 out of 39 at the free throw line. Remember, if he makes the free throw, the game is over. This game is tied at 86. Kip Jones, the sophomore out of Decatur, is at the line. He'll have 2 tries. They say, what, a second is left on the clock, or the buzzer hasn't sounded?
Evidently, the buzzer hasn't sounded yet, so the Boilermakers, or the Illini at least, will walk in there, and that'll be some bother. Although it's more normal to have players there than it is to stand there all by yourself.
Okay, here is Jones with 1 point tonight. The Boilermakers tied it at the gun with a 3-pointer by Lee to send it in the overtime. Now they get a shot at winning with just a tick of a second left. Kip Jones at the line. He has an opportunity to put Purdue into the win column. He sets. Game is not over yet. Oh, it rolled off. Oh, how close can you get?
Look at Gene Cady. He says, my goodness gracious.
How close can you get?
Boy, you would think that thing would whirl in, all the things that have happened to the Boilermakers, although Illinois has had some things happen to them tonight, too. Kip will get another chance.
Here it is. Game is over. Purdue has pulled it off on the free throw by Jones. Boilermakers win it 87-86. They'll be in a second-place tie in the Big Ten. What a win for the Purdue Boilermakers. But there is still a second, I guess, left, right? There is a second. There is a tick of the clock because the clock shows 0, but the buzzer had not sounded. Now Illinois will call a timeout. Okay, there is a second. Now, I remember a high school game in Illinois, and it was Quincy. They had a shot at winning the game. They threw it the length of the court, and a Douglas kid had a chance to put it in. It rolled off with just the same amount of time.
I think there's been a technical foul called here against the Purdue bench for getting out on the court.
Is that right?
Something has been called.
I can't believe this.
It's a one-shot foul, so it could just be into another overtime. This is unbelievable what's going on here. I'm not sure what the call was, but it must have been a technical foul because of the people running onto the floor.
Well, Altenberger will be at the line. He is a 78% free throw shooter. He is 1 out of 2 here tonight, though. So Altenberger has a shot at winning or tying the game. Altenberger will put it up there. He's shooting a technical. He fires it up. No! He missed it. Now there is still a tick of the clock to go. The ball will be out of bounds at midcourt, however. It'll be out of bounds at midcourt. This is an unbelievable basketball game.
They're going to throw this ball at the basket, I would assume, and hope that there's a foul called.
Here is Blackwell to throw it inbounds. He does. There's the buzzer. It is no good. Purdue wins it. And I say that for the second time with a surety now. It's 87-86, a tremendous win for the Boilermakers. They are now 6-1. Illinois is 5-2. And the Boilermakers are tied for second place, irrespective of what happens at Iowa. This is Joe Pate with Bob Ford, thanking you for joining us. Now, good night. After we pause, 90 seconds for station identification.
Take me back where I belong. Take me where it's safe and warm.
The Goodyear Vector is the all-season radial that pumps water away to keep more tire tread on the road. And for some, that's a comforting thought.
Take me home. Goodyear, take me home. Never matters how far I go. Goodyear, take me home.
Bill DeFoe says,
Listen to the heartbeat of America.
The 87s are here now.
Listen to the heartbeat of America.
The new Chevrolet.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. That's today's Chevrolet.
DeFoe, Lafayette.
Bill Hancock of Beck Muffler and Service Center wants you to know that your under-the-car specialists use Gerlich parts and products when it comes to getting to the bottom of your problems. When they install brakes, shocks, mufflers, and chassis parts, Beck technicians in Gerlich make sure it's done right. Beck also offers complete alignment service with the most updated Hunter alignment machine. For your under-the-car service, trust Beck and Gerlich.
And underneath, we're really great guys.
Beck Muffler and Service Center, 15 South Sagamore Parkway in Lafayette.
You've been watching Purdue University basketball, brought to you for the 15th consecutive year by Farm Bureau Insurance and its nearly 700 agents located throughout the state of Indiana, and in part by Milk Promotion Services of Indiana and your local